Join. Hello.
Hey, Rama.
Hey. How loud are you?
I have no idea how loud am
Perfect.
I.
Oh, top hat monocle, top hat monocle.
Moore's leaves even larger.
Vermintide 2. Okay, so that's all said and done, and this can go over here, and I can click at the clickety.
Perfect song.
I don't remember what I'm doing. I had to learn how to play the game when I jumped in your thing.
Yeah, right click for block, tap left click for light attack, hold left click for heavy attack, Q to switch between your two weapons, F for your skill.
Man, I wonder if I made a video, if I was streaming on Twitch and I had myself in my underwear dancing and drinking wine, if I would have got 2,000 views.
There's someone who's got 2,000 views for dancing in their underwear and drinking wine.
Yeah, while playing Apex in the background.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that quite works that way, but yeah. Okay, cool. Well, now we are streamings, and now we tell the Twitters that we are streamings. Yoink.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, some of the stuff, like, it's one of those things where I have no problem with girl gamers. Like, I love having, like, I turned my girlfriend into a gamer.
Oh, did you? Teach me how.
Yeah.
Teach me your ways.
I basically introduced her to like 3 or 4 games slowly over a period of time. Just try this, until I found one that she got addicted to.
Which one was that for her?
She's slightly open-minded, but there's a difference to me between like for instance, if you go on Twitch and you go on a male gaming channel, the guy's going to take up like 12% of the screen.
Sure.
There's going to be a picture of his head, and it's going to be the game,
Yeah.
and there's going to be chat. If you go on a gaming channel and it's a girl and her webcam takes up 70% of the screen,
Yep.
and it's pointing missing
Square
half
away.
the top of her head, and it's
Yeah.
like, you're not a gamer girl, you're a cam girl.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have games playing in the background.
I have a lot of boxes to open. My goodness, I have to go to the little armory thing and get that going.
You use what you got. Hey, I'm fugly. I don't have anything to use, Fleabum. I have nothing to
What
use.
does that even mean, fugly? And don't you dare say that. You work it. We were talking about you and how handsome you were yesterday.
Lies?
No, I remember talking about that.
You are a strange one. I got a fuggy face too, so I use face cam.
Yeah, if I want to actually use Facecam more for like the horror reaction things that I never react to, I'd have to get a decent camera, which is not likely to. I don't know.
I've got the shitty 2-megapixel camera that's stuck on top of my screen. Like, it literally came as part of the screen. Face rigged face cam. Oh, you've got a face rigged cam. I see.
Let's go over here to this thing, the armory, equipment.
Steve, the Minecraft guy. Oh, that's terrible.
I currently have an axe and a shield at 49. I have so many things better than that. Except I don't have a shield if I use that. Can I? How to get rid of things? How do I get rid of you? How do I sell things?
Oh, on the left hand side, go to crafting. And the first part of crafting is salvage items. If you throw stuff in that 9x9, you can salvage stuff into components.
That is exactly what I needed to do. Get rid of all these things. Oh no, that's good. Oops, hold on, no.
In the meantime, yeah, I've got a longbow. That's a 151 longbow. It's a blue one. Got a 122 longbow.
I do like having a shield. I know this pickaxe is technically slightly better, but I do like having a shield. Alright, so this...
the thing is with the weapons is it's good to keep at least one of each variety of weapon, because like different weapons have different uses. For instance, your shield moment, your shield combo gives you a massive block bar, which means that if you're very active with your block usage, you can tank. You can with a massive block bar take on some of the special guys like the Gatling Rat.
Right.
And just basically like hold up your shield and walk towards him and just tank Gatling shots into your shield. Whereas like for instance, one of the guys, hey boss, welcome to the stream.
Hi boss.
One of the weapons that the mercenary gets is a flail, and the flail just ignores enemy shields.
I see.
Which is actually what flails were used for in the medieval period in real life. Like
to get around
flails
them,
were used to bypass shields and armor.
Let's see. Ooh, what is you? Ironbreaker. I can't use that yet. Dual guns. I'm not a slayer. That's fine.
Then as well as that, we've got the sword and dagger, which gives me a slightly longer foresword. Also gives me a side dagger. Same amount of block, but a little bit more of a sort of passive defense. And flay the flesh from sinners. Yes, true, but that's more of a flagellate weapon, a flagellate rather than a morning star style. Like they're both flails, but you have the flagellate flail, which is the kind of the flaying of skin flail, and then you have more of a morning star, which is. So, shall we jump into a mission?
Ah, yes, let's do it.
If I'm not stuck on the lap. Go on recruit difficulty because your character's level 8.
Yes.
Is there any particular mission? Any particular mission you need?
Is there one that? How would I know I would need it? I suppose. Events, heroic deeds, Twitch.
Basically, if you go into the map and go to custom game.
Yep. Custom game.
You go to change mission and you go to Helmgart.
Yep.
Are all of your things connected together with orange glowing lines, or are some of them locked out?
Into the nest. Select.
Yep. That's fine. We can go.
Okay.
Story.
So now I have to go to the little portal thing, right?
Into the nest. There we go. I have activated it.
Ah, thank you.
You have to select a difficulty as well.
Oh.
When you do a custom.
I see.
The straps with sharp iron or knots is for self-flagellate.
A large chunk of Clan Fester are currently camped down in the ruins of Karak Knoll. Now,
oh no, not the Fester clan. They're the worst
Fester
clan.
clan.
They're the ones
The
that
Fester.
stick... What?
They numerous clans of Skaven.
Yeah,
The
they're
Fester clan.
the ones that stick around the longest. You can't get them away.
Oh, don't look at me like
They just
that.
said that,
You know you'll enjoy it once you're there.
It's like, oh yeah, just kind of let them be, and then they'll fester, and then they'll show up
Bye, boss.
everywhere.
Thanks for popping in.
Bye, boss. We miss you, boss. I missed you, boss. Already. Barely even knew him. Oh, I found the thing. That's the end of the mission right over there. Shadow portal thing. Found it. Let's go. Woo!
You reckon the Skaven will fall for this again, mates? Lawless plan is sound. It's worked countless times before.
Unfortunately, I can't remember where the.
Can we get moving then?
Oh, I'm gonna break it.
Oh.
Ah!
Over this way, Tringalazzi.
Oh, there's a thing. What is this purple thing? Potion of concentration. Got it.
That gives you your special ability faster.
Ah, it's a good thing it's already... Well, it's not there yet. Oh, it's a rat. Kill it. Yes. That's the name of the game. Ah! From behind.
Hit the face!
Man, the reload speed on that gun is long, though. Aren't there trinkets that, like,
Yeah.
weaken you but better experience when you collect them?
Yes. Those are grim. Those are the.
Grim
Yeah, those are the
tomes?
grimoires.
Yeah,
So
the grimoires.
they're-
May Liliath watch over
grimoires
us.
weaken you. Tomes don't.
Incoming!
From where, though? Oh, from behind. There's a poison thrower.
Gas rat! You cannot hide!
Gas rat's dead.
Yay. I hear the shadow thing.
A hook rat!
Yeah, that one.
Cruel amongst the cruel kin.
And there's Greenie. Health
Blade
potion.
fanatics, stand ready!
Hi. 2 for 1 special.
And from Sigma's hammer!
Ooh, explosive barrel. And a Ravage art.
Oh, that's new. No idea what a ravaged art is.
I have no idea. Sounds pretty cool.
Oh. I think that might be an event item.
Like a bomb! I'll block their path!
They're not happy.
Everything else can feel like she's doing alright though, look at that!
The one thing that they did very well with this game is they have a lot of comments that the characters make that if you're not paying attention to, you miss out.
Oh yeah, a lot of contextual stuff. And because it's contextual stuff, even if it's repeated, it doesn't. Yeah, we still have the Pyromancer. They've changed up some of the Pyromancer's ability, but we still have the Pyromancer available.
Good.
I like the Pyromancer.
You do not?
No, I like the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer's good.
Dude, put the gun away, please. I need to whack these guys as they try to get up here. This is a good choke point.
As usual.
Ah, someone took my heal. Why did I just waste that? I don't know. Boys are back down.
Where are you? Come here a second.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me a kill, guy. Whack it up.
Have a heal potion.
Okay. Yeah. What?
I just gave you a heal potion. It should be in
Yeah,
your
it's in
event.
my inventory. Well, that's a thing. Ammo. Always use more of
And
that.
this is actually a way to get one of the grimoires later on, but we have to move the cogs first, and then we come back through here.
I see.
I remember that one.
Oh, he's still alive. Well, not anymore.
Kind of.
Need a hit?
Oh, hey, buddy.
The kind
Sometime.
of. Ah. Thank you.
Whack him in the butt. Whack him in the gabba. That's why it's nice to have a shield. You can just sit there and take them.
Loot dice. Ooh.
Loot dice. Go down.
No sorrow for dead Packmaster.
No, not you. No, not you. Gosh darn. Quit trying to. Okay. I just drank both my potions. It's fine.
I do have to say that one thing about this game is that this game's recruit difficulty introduces you to the basics very well, but it doesn't introduce you to how to actually play the game properly, so to speak.
I was using the mouse wheel to switch between my items
and just rapidly drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't let me stop drinking. And I'm like, normally I'm okay with that, but in games, it's a little bit different.
So this opens up a path up here.
Oh, so not the gate down here. Okay.
Yeah, this opens up a path up here, but, and here's where it's sneaky. The path up here kind of leads you on to later on in the mission. If we go back...
Is there a way to move faster or no? I don't
think so.
I don't believe so. Shift doesn't do anything. I
No.
hear a bunch of friends coming our way. Oh, there they are.
Oh, hi. And then you go down again. And Le Grimoire.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Classic dwarven over-engineering. Yeah, pretty much.
This is perfect dwarven engineering at its finest. Do not insult the dwarves. I am one of them.
Shut up, you mithril swilling pig.
Oh, don't turn around. You got a rifle up your butt. Hello. Got... Aha! Ragdoll. Oh, well, Strangler's got me, even though I hit him. That's fine. I guess blocking and breaking their guard doesn't count with a Strangler.
Yeah, the Stranglers have the whole, like, you can't actually hit their body because of the length of...
I saved your life. He was still moving.
Ice greaves. Healing draft.
What a sight! Don't they know that do?
Tree-hugging knifey is not so much. Hey, the tree-hugging knifey is a good.
They're coming.
We do the work of...
I guess we should watch our six because they don't sound happy. Yeah, here we go.
Then...
So did they ever explain why this happened and why there are so many rat human people?
Oh, so basically, this is part of the Warhammer sort of universe lore called the End. Like Warhammer universe. And the End Times is basically the Skaven worship the Great Horned God, and they live underground.
Okay.
And they kind of the limiting factor of them is how much food they can get hold. But when the End Times came about, basically the Skaven kind of tapped into a massive unbeknownst there being like a nation's worth of Skaven. There were instead like 10 nations worth of Skaven, and they boiled up out of the ground without people realizing what was going on. And what happened was, because they boiled up out of the ground without people knowing what was going on, and then source for the Skaven. And they do a lot of sort of hammer, to the point where sort of nations no longer really had armies anymore.
Okay, sorry. it takes a little while for me to switch weapons. But no, so this is the end part, because I remember playing a little bit of Warhammer back in the day with the little models and all that.
Yes.
I probably still have a few of them somewhere, but story-wise, this is endgame.
This takes place. I think it's something like 40 or 50 years after the Warhammer tabletop battle game was set.
Oh, I see.
And it's like one of the things they say is like the amount of war in the overworld produced an accessibility of a lot of kind of dead carcasses for the Skaven to gorge on.
I see. So extra food supply for them, which is why they're able to be as they are. Oh, hello. Oh, well, he
And then they made a deal with Chaos with the god of rot.
There's some lamp oil. I don't know what that does. That's a whisper. What's with the whisper, dude?
That means an assassin's been spawned. Pop out of nowhere in a second, I'm sure. Just keep an eye on each other.
Yeah, he's behind us. I got him.
Nurgle. Yes, the god of festering rot, Nurgle.
Appropriate name.
He's called Nurgle in Warhammer 40,000. I don't think he was called in Warhammer 1. Was he called Nurgle in Warhammer? Because I think there was the god of festering rot. Then there was the raven god. The Great Horn. Well, it didn't want any other name. Did you play Warhammer or Warhammer 40k?
I played Warhammer. Just a little bit. I had a number of friends who were very into it, and I bought one of a few sets worth, but didn't really get into it past that. You know, spent the time to actually paint all the figurines and work your way up and down with that. But then when I actually went ahead and had my own set, never saw the guys again. So I'm like, well, what do I do with this?
That's a pretty common problem. Is like it's not a cheap thing to get into, and then if you're into it, and then the people who play it, it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. Like Magic the Gathering, if you go like full tournament, not cheap,
No,
and then
not
if
at
people
all.
stop playing it, or if your friends stop playing it.
That's exactly right. And with every new game that comes out, no one wants to play the old stuff. So by the time I try to keep up with my friends, it just doesn't work out.
Oop.
Ah, here they come. Oh, this is where they're dropping, so let's do this.
I'll take the back.
And we're good.
I found my cars the other week got unopened boxes of revised iSave, or sets of.
What was that? What is, oh. I hear some unhappy noises.
Yeah, I'm just putting arrows in people.
Oh, it sounds like dogs.
Potion here.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's I think warhounds inside
These cages?
the cages.
Oh. Can we unleash them?
I have no idea. Just can't be bothered to sell them. Yeah, I can understand not being much unless you've got some of the like.
Sounds like a strangler.
does sound a little bit like there's a strangler in the area.
Oh, I just hit one, so, but it didn't do the top. It didn't recognize it in the top though.
Bagsura wants to know if you can bring a dragon.
If I can bring a dragon.
Game. A dragon's breath. It's one of the dwarf weapons.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I have a dragon's breath.
It's basically a flamethrower.
Currently I have a rifle of some sort. I'll have to see my inventory when we're done with this mission, see what I have. I'm only level like 9, so I doubt I have very much in terms of good equipment. Who is messaging me today? Oh, let's see.
There's a fire rat nearby.
Ooh, fire rat on narrow bridge. Not fun.
That'll be fine. It'll be fine. He's dead.
Got it. That's part of like being good at this game, is being very quick to deal with ones when they're dangerous like that. Because the fire rat has a big on it. And if you're on a narrow bridge, the pushback can like wipe a party very quickly.
Yep, and they love to do that.
The gas rat needs to die. The Northlanders worship the darkest of gods. They are heretics.
Yeah, I've not played this mission enough to know where all the Grim are. We've got one, and we've got a loot dice, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good start.
And ooh, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat.
I can continue.
2 loot dice. Two loot dice and a thing. Would ask for an organ gun, but that's a bit much for one dwarf.
He wants an organ gun. Ooh, okay.
I think as this is into the nest, we should have a boss fight at the end of this.
Yeah, this is into the nest, so we should, yeah. There he is.
Yeah,
they're setting us up.
fight.
They're setting us up with a lot of healing stuff, so I would think this would be a boss fight.
And you can see the arena.
Yep. Oh yeah, something's gonna load. The spine mangler. Oh hey, can I shoot you from up here and do damage?
No, not until he finishes his little intro thing. There we go.
There is no excuse.
Receive the judgment of Sigma.
Oh, he's got stuck. Okay, he's
Lock,
not stuck
stun
anymore.
lock. I'm stun locking. I was stun locking him with arrows.
Oh, he's got a lot of armor, so I gotta hit heavy, right?
It's the armor by hitting the back of his legs, which is slightly weird.
Perfect height for a dwarf. Got him. There we go.
He's full of arrows.
As he should be. Ah, wow, he has a very, very wide swing.
That's it. Hit my sword. Come on, hit my swords.
Ah, I didn't shield fast enough.
You fought well.
Ooh. That's 4 loot dice.
We have to escape yet? Yeah, we have to escape now. So up the stairs, up the stairs! Stairs! Uppity, 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 oh, yeah. Oh, we beat the guy in the nest, so now what?
Now we have to.
This
escape.
will save the climb. Plummet into darkness.
Bye, other dude. Oh, no, we're all here. Never mind.
It was the bot you left behind, so he teleported to us.
Awesome.
I hate it when you can't damage a boss while he ends his intro. During pen and paper session, I shot him.
Yeah, if you could just get some beginning damage while he's just introing, it'd be fine. Oh, hey guys.
That I set my players up
I'm
with.
trying to get off this thing. Get off, get off, get off.
Enjoyable. Roll me
Alright, little wizard dude, you gotta calm down with your fire. I can't keep up because I'm not gonna use my. Oh, I got 15 shots. I can use my ammo.
Yeah, we're at the end run now. Oh,
Dry out.
there's an assassin.
Yeah, I hear him, but I don't see him. There. Ah, you beat me to it.
I have homing arrows, so
I had a shot.
AD&D second edition game. AD&D second edition. I never played. I started with 3.5.
Got him. We're all in here. Can we go?
Let me heal.
I think it's because someone's trying to join the match at the very last second. Yeah.
Taste is worse than the smell.
He joined with a Grimoire on a team that has a Grimoire on 4 dice and has literally finished the game.
Yep. Classic.
I mean, lucky bastard. But
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna wait here. There he is. Yep.
There we go.
So we got a lot of stuff. Oh, I got another war pickaxe. Okay. And a chest. I got another chest. I like chests. Chests are nice. Ooh, upgrade the test. Yes, please. Ah, yes. Soldier Strongbox. Fantastic. I know exactly what that is.
So basically, the only difference between the different levels of boxes that you get at the end is the chance of getting higher quality loot, so blues, purples and oranges. Depending on which difficulty class you go in, depends whether you get a strong box, a loot box, a chest, or a vault, I think. And those determine the maximum level of the equipment you can get from them.
I see. So when you collect more and more, you get better rewards at the end.
Yes. The one thing I would say is that with the commission chests, the ones you get when you level up, in many ways it's best to save them because they don't have a maximum level. Is it like Fancy Warframe? It's kind of a little bit more like Fancy Left 4 Dead Fleabum. It's a 4-player co-op horde combat and objective-based game. It's less like... I mean, to a certain extent, there's a bit of Warframe about it.
A tad bit, but I haven't played that much Warframe to make a level comparison.
When you get to the later missions and you're doing like 4-person, it's very much like the what are they called? The artifact unlocking missions in Warframe, where you have to defend the point against waves of enemies. But of course, melee based because.
Hero power, crafting. Upgrade items. Oh, interesting. I have a Drake gun, but I can't use it because I don't have Ironbreaker. What's Ironbreaker?
Ironbreaker is the class. So basically, each race, elf, dwarf, human, and human wizard has a class system basically.
Okay.
And you can pick from 3 classes. So if you went to hero selection, you should be able to swap to the Ironbreaker class, which will have a different class ability.
I see. Okay.
Ooh. 1 second, I just got an item that has an illusion on it. You are a Hagbane. Do I have another Hagbane to compare you to? I have my base Hagbane. This is what a Hagbane looks like. Then I have an illusion Hagbane, which looks like this. Oh, that's nice.
Ooh. I like it. It's shiny and it has a recurve on it. Very, very overpronounced recurve. It's not really doing much for the actual strength of the bow by doing that, but it's still nice all the same.
It occurs to me that our realms have common cause, Elf.
You trust my kind.
Trust? Don't be absurd. Agree upon a common foe and course of action.
And that's why such
Nice.
an alliance would be fleeting. Your
Um,
kind are strongest when certain. We are at their weakest.
Who are we kicking?
not Rex.
Okay.
Bye, not. Sorry. So, do you want to move on and do the next mission you need to do?
Yeah, I believe I already made one. I may need to, I guess since people have left, I'll probably have to do it again, but, custom empires.
Ironbreakers are the guys with explosive harpoon guns. No, Ironbreakers were the guys with... actually, no, I think they might have been the guys with explosive harpoon guns. They were the guys with the rocket-tipped pickaxes.
Oh?
Shame about Usingen. The town's ruined, but there's still a job to do there. The Rockbloods are using the Baron's Manor as a storehouse
Oh,
for
tell
all
me
their
more, tell me
ill-gotten
more.
gains.
Nice thing is that it's the weekend, 1, I'm not on call, 2, 3, I'm at my home, and I actually live here now because the water's on, and 4, all that adds up to I can stay up later and play games.
Yay! I'm glad you have water now.
Yes, well, I technically I always did, but it was under the previous owner's name, so I didn't want her to be charged an arm and a leg for water that I was using, so I was,
See,
yeah.
in the UK, when you move out, you tell the water company, and they come around and take a photograph of the meter from the day you move out, and it's like, okay, well that was the point at which you moved out.
We will destroy every scrap.
Yes, and the majority of the time it's like that here as well. It's just that for my city, for some reason, they're like, we need your closing paperwork, and our offices closes at 4 p.m. Therefore, you have to come to us and have all the closing paperwork ready to go in order to actually prove to us that you are going to buy this place. I'm like, well, yeah. Hi, you look like you need to die. I was right.
You look like you need to die. Nice. Unless your house is older, then it's based on rateable's value. Yeah, if you're not metered. If you're on standard, like if you're on rated rather than metered.
No purpose, no strategy.
Which
Even the rat then wanted Uber's fight for their
But come visit.
lives.
Come to the Midwest. You can visit, and then we'll go visit Bad Wolf too.
The tales I hear of the elven
Ah, headshot.
stories. Chaos warrior, work together.
I see him.
I hear something. Gas
Headshot. Oh, there's another one. Oh shoot, there's another one.
I think there might be
Okay, don't shove me. I'll shove you back.
no, there's no Grimoire up here, but there might be a Grimoire up here.
Oh, gas rat, you need to stop.
But yeah, like for me, rateable value is far better off because of my skin condition. I tend to use quite a bit of water. But
I see. You have dry skin?
There is no turning back.
Yes, I have atopic eczema.
Oh, really?
Ah, yes.
I have a bit of dry skin as well, but not near to that extent. It's actually more so due to a medication I took growing up in order to clear up skin for those children like myself who had a lot of bad acne growing up.
So, yeah, you took an anti-sebaceous.
Yes. So, but what the thing of it was is the side effect was it dries you out long term. So I'm more prone to nosebleeds, and my lips are always chapped.
Bakasura wants to know what rateable values are. So basically what rateable values were was before reliable water meters existed and before we had like people walking around checking water meters and things like that. We instead, people were charged based upon like the size of the property, almost like council tax. In that like the size of the property, the number of people living there, gave you your rateable value, which was basically how much of a standard payment you were charged for water.
Whereas now it's a little bit more, oh, hello. You're a wizard. You're a hairy wizard. Whereas now it is a little bit more uniform, a little bit more, straightforward. Thank goodness.
Yeah. When you drop down, if you curve to the right, I believe. Yeah, to the right. There's a grimoire up here.
Where are you? How'd you get up there? Oh, I see. Why does he keep talking about trees?
So you have to jump up onto this wall, and then up onto this platform.
Okay.
And then through
jumps.
here, there is a chest and a grimoire.
Who's who in the Han? Hold on.
It's just
I need to shut this up.
It's just a case of getting the right angle. There we go.
Oh, you got it?
Oh,
Okay.
oh, not grimoire.
Okay.
Got it.
Fine.
Oh, the guy who was doing and harring was the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, I shot him in the head a little bit. He was interrupting our conversation, and that's very rude, so I had to shoot him in the head.
Down here, wicked mayflies.
Oh, hi! There's a...
For the most part, like people with bad skin conditions and like medical problems can get discounts on their water rates in the UK as well.
Oh, really? That is rather convenient. Von Fickelman residence. Yes, he's a very fickle man indeed. Oh, assassin nearby.
And we're quite spread out at the moment.
Oh, I see the assassin. Okay, my other bot helped me get it.
Actually, I did.
Oh, that's you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the person
No.
who shouts, "There's no escape." He interrupted my conversation, so I had to shoot him in the head. Romaret, starting to think like Haludi.
Well, yes, that's how it works. You don't do that. It's very rude. Well, I do. Okay. Come at me, bro. Where? Oh, over there.
Oh.
Well, you seem to have your hands full over here.
Sure, there's a something round on the roof here. There's some kind of like jumping puzzle to get round somewhere. Get a grimoire or something.
Oh, whoa, hold on. I see something over here, yeah. No, actually, I take that back. That's just some lamp oil. Excuse you. I'm the one who wins. Thank you. And you're down, son. There you go. Okay, we're good.
I'm sure there's a...
Work, you stinking crow, work!
There should be something around here somewhere. It looks like there would be.
It's back in that building, but I can't remember how to access it.
Oh.
Colour being my play-by-post, play-by-paper pen and paper character. Play-by-post.
Okay. Well, I don't know where these guys came from, but this is fun. They look like little undead mummies, and I'm surrounded. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Where are you?
Back in that house area where we thought something was.
Ah, right.
If that doesn't help my kill count, I don't know what will.
Charlie Gorrickson, kill 'em all!
I'm doing my best to send arrows back that way.
Oh, you helped. Oh, hey, look, it's a dude.
Because I've kind of progressed through the next checkpoint, so I can't come back.
Ah, I see. Well, it's okay. I shot a dude. There's a gas rat, and he killed the gas rat. Fantastic. Hi.
Oh, this is one of the ones that has one of the puzzles to get a grimoire, where you have to carry a explosive barrel somewhere.
I drink this from need, not desire.
Drink it for need, for not desire. Good to know. You know, it would be something on the side that would be fun to do is a little bit of voice acting. I don't have.
Yeah.
I've never practiced enough to really be able to do impressions or anything along those lines because I haven't had an interest. But the people who make a little bit of money on the side just by voicing these characters and then just run with it, I think I would enjoy that.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It's just getting into that sort of thing.
Yeah, you have to either know the right person or
just get lucky and get a job, really, either way. Like, being on YouTube will help because people will hear your voice, and I mean, that's how people like Jesse Cox got jobs as voice actor.
A lot of the people are those that started off just playing and, oh, what was that?
That was a assassin rat going flying.
Oh, I fell through because that Drake clearly... Oh, there's an explosive barrel. Why do you need to carry the barrel?
There's the assassin rat.
And now he's dead. I'm gonna take the barrel with me. Come, barrel!
From downtown.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Yes, this is where one of the grimoires is.
What, this? Where? Here?
Look up.
Hold on, there's something hunting us. Okay, I think they're dead now. Yes, looking up. Oh. How to get up there? I see! Oh, that's pretty, so then the lamppost?
Lamppost.
Yep.
And then turn to the left.
Oh,
And then
goodness.
soft jump onto the post.
Yep.
And then soft jump up.
Ah! Ah!
Nicely done.
Okay, got it. What? Potion of seed?
Yeah, I picked up the grimoire.
Oh, okay. I'll go with the potion of speed.
I mean, we've got a level 22 and a level 30. I'm pretty sure we can manage the boss.
Yeah. The tome.
Yeah, I just put it down to pick up a healing potion.
Oh, someone else picked it up.
I picked it back up again. I just topped myself up.
Let's see. Let's find our choke point here. There we go.
Look everywhere, and another one's gone.
did he get you on the ledge?
He literally just jumped up from the floor.
Do I spy an ammunition stash? Oi, bring Barazi. Do you hear that gas rat?
The what rat?
The assassin rats, the night crawlers, gutter runners. That's what they're called. Or have a sexy voice. True, sexy voices do help.
I am the epitome of that, so yes, we're good.
You do have a very nice voice.
Oh, thank you. I don't think so, but someone has to. And people always love the charm of a exotic European voice. Partly because it's just not yelling all the time.
Yeah, true.
There we are. Maybe I should be one of those people who sings on streams. What is this? I don't know what that is. It's telling me to go towards it. I'm gonna go towards the door instead. Pack.
Ooh,
I'm a
Galley
rebel.
rat.
Where?
Got him.
Load the carts with black powder. Alrighty.
Yeah, so this mission is basically that we found where they're storing a bunch of grain and stuff that they've stolen, and we're now going to blow it up.
Me fly through.
Alright.
I
So
find
these are not the
female
same rat
Southern
people,
Irish.
these are something else.
These are worshippers of the god Nurgle. These are rotlings. So these are basically subjects of the god Chaos.
Okay. So are they rotlings in that they're not humans, but they're humanoid?
Okay, so basically they're human,
Oops.
but although they are human, they have been kind of worshipping the god of rot so long. That's why they kind of wrapped up like leper victims.
Okay. So my other question then is, why are they working on the same side of the vermin?
Because the god Nurgle during the end times made a deal with the Great Horned Rat, which is the god of the rat people. So basically, they made a deal to work together.
Okay. To take out the rest of humanity and get food and everything else out of it?
Well, basically, the Nurgle, the god of rot, just wants to see everything turn to decay and dust.
Don't
And
we all?
having thousands of rat people who, eat their own kind and all sorts of things, not a bad way of doing that.
This cart's just rolling on its own.
Yeah, it's a proximity thing.
I see, like a, what do you even call those? Payload.
Yeah. And you see that castle just directly in front of us there, or that manor, that's what we've got to destroy. So what we do is we get it to the top of the hill, and then we light it on fire.
I can get behind that. That's fine by me.
And down it goes.
Oh, someone didn't like that.
Nope.
Oh, that was a blind shot. Hi, I see you
I like
there.
thick Scottish accents, like people meaning the female protagonist of the next Pokemon.
Next, what? The next Pokemon has a Scottish accent?
A Scottish accented female protagonist, apparently.
Really? That's supposed to be the Sun and Moon. I'm sorry, not the Sword and Shield one.
Hey, Polar Plays.
Because I ran out of colors. You know how they would have like an ultra sun, ultra moon, and like other colors, ultra of all that, or black and white, black 2 and white 2. You know how they had an upgraded version of the first?
Yeah.
What are they gonna name the sword and the shield? Like the sharp sword and the round shield?
Mithril Sword?
I don't even know. Then they're gonna start making like fighting like an RPG.
Shining Sword?
Shining sword. What are you? Potion of speed already equipped. Oh, what are you?
Yeah, I haven't played this in a while, so I've kind of forgotten where half of the grimoires are.
Oh, I just found a chest, but it didn't have anything in it.
Yeah, they can sometimes contain potions, loot dice, that sort of thing.
I should probably help.
This door makes light.
Sword and Shield is set in London-esque region.
Really? I can't
And
wait
the way
for
the
them.
female...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I can't wait for them to do an Australian one. Where it should be Pokemon Ya and Na. Yeah, no, yeah.
And every Pokemon looks like a kangaroo.
Yes.
Protagonist looks like... The way the female protagonist looks, everyone is creating memes that she's Scottish accent so thick it can barely be understood. Okay.
Oh, come now. That was point blank.
Hurry, this way.
There's gotta be another special that needs to die. I see you over there.
Platypuses are basically already real-life Pokemon. Fair point, Sal Nexia. Fair point.
That
Been a
is
while since
true.
I've got one of these streams. Hey, Sal. Welcome to the stream. Yeah.
Hi, Sal. Welcome, welcome.
I mean, the fact that the back foot of a platypus has a spine on it that's, like, highly toxic.
Oh, okay. I'm leaving. I missed a shot.
Come on. In you come. In you come. There we go. No, no.
It's fine. It's fine. I wasn't left behind. It's fine.
You can't be left behind. We just have to stand around waiting for you.
Then why do they even say don't get in here? Don't be left behind. Oh, not enough experience to do anything level wise. Oh no, never mind. I lied. Okay, level 10. Talent
They
point.
also, unlike most mammals, have no nipples and instead sweat milk into grooves in their body. Yeah, that's pleasant. I think my restream decided that I can't play a lot of PvP games on two thongs.
Is it the restream that decides that, or is it related
Wait,
to?
what? Polar Plays. I think my restream, full stop, decided that I can't play a lot of PvP and PvE games on two thongs. I was using my events and switched back to dashboard recently. Now I think I have exports. Polar, I have no idea what you just said. That is gobbledygook.
But we feel for you. Restreaming is a pain. That's what I'm using right now, and it does take some time to figure out.
I mean, to be fair, like, once you get enough viewers on Twitch, switching over to Twitch full time, like, yeah, it's less convenient for people who prefer YouTube to Twitch, but at the same time, Twitch is nicer than YouTube to its creators.
Yep. So moving, grabbing or pouncing on damage takes. So increased power when I'm out of ammunition, but I'm rarely out of ammunition.
Oh, that's nasty. So I just got a deed of valor from a chest.
What does that do?
It is a secret, super powerful mission. It's a recruit difficulty because it came from recruit level chest. It's called the Empire in Flames. You have to complete the mission while under the effects of Nurgle Rot, so all players take periodic damage. While under the effects of Send in the Next Wave, increased frequency of horde spawns, and while under the effects of Abduction, players will not respawn after being put out of action.
Oh.
When the time is right, have no fear.
That is a nasty deed.
That will be...
No rush, is there? No.
Oh, crossbow. Okay. I mean, I do use Restream to do both. Why can't I? Okay, fine. However, I recognize that no one watches me on Twitch because every time I finish a stream, you get that little Twitch notification that says, "Oh, to become an affiliate, you need to do this, this, and this." And it's like stream on 7 different days, which obviously I've done. Stream for X amount of hours, which I've done. The things that I'm lacking are the 50 followers and the average of 3 views per video.
It's very hard to get your stuff like that done.
Oh yeah.
So if that was the Empire in Flames, I believe.
Yes. So my
Yes.
next would be Festering Ground.
Yep. Link to Romaret stream, please.
I've dreamt of
Yeah, sure. Twitch or like you're a Twitch viewer. Silencius.
I have both running currently.
I, never being able to return home, surely...
It's just Romaret, isn't it?
It should be, yes. Most everything is exactly like that, except for Origin, of course, and one other thing. But aside from that,
Yeah.
everything else. Why is my mouse not working?
And here we go, Selnexia. Paste. There you go. There's Romaret.
Thank you very much. Just need to reconnect
That's
my
okay.
mouse here. There we go. Mouse? Yes, good.
So, you didn't select the mission, dude.
I did at first, but I guess it timed out. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Custom.
Possibly. Oh yeah, I have to accept it, otherwise it times out.
Yeah, not my fault.
Okay, so Festering Grounds is, I think it's the one before the boss level, but it might
Yes.
be the boss level for this one.
It caught
I think it's
our
the one before the
attention
boss
that
level.
the Rotbloods
Yeah,
are
it's the one
digging
before the
for
boss level.
something. Turns out they're after the lost monolith of Ghoulmaker.
How dare they?
Cursed thing
How-
said to
yeah,
contain
cursed
the
are they,
putrid soul
indeed.
of a long-dead Chaos Lord, and I dread to think on the immense power lurking within. Unfortunately, we'd need a
Half
score
the time I'm
of
like, I'm not
wizards
even
to
following
make
this
a
right
dent
now.
in the blood
It's okay.
But Alicia has found a
Ooh,
way to
wait,
deal
whoa.
with it.
Hi,
For now,
people.
at
Welcome
least.
to stream. I need
Yeah,
a
it's one of those.
flamethrower, Sal, and Bakasura-chan. Wait.
Ah, Baxotan. Yes.
Yes, that means Baka is stupid, Sura I'm not sure, and Chan is just Chan. Okay.
Bakasura, basically Bakasura together, basically, if I remember right, it's either Bakasura or Bakakura, is basically the equivalent of calling someone an inbred person.
Okay.
Stupid through inbreeding.
Yeah. Just call you Baka.
The crone's method better work.
City bomb too.
Disgusting to me,
I need to get a flamethrower. I would very much appreciate a flamethrower.
I think the flamethrower unlocks the dwarf at 12.
Yeah, I have a couple more levels to do for that.
Sigma sent you to my side in this hour.
It's a Hindu monster. Okay. That's an awesome name, all the same. We've played this level before, haven't we?
The Mayfly knows how to...
We may have played it on basically like me selecting it, but it doesn't count towards your progression unless you've done the mission before it.
I see.
Down it is.
Because I feel like I played this with you and Bad Wolf once.
Very possibly.
Flying Skull Leaf.
It's an ammunition stash.
They move that. They move, that eats people. Yes. Not a kaiju though. Oh hi.
Stand fast, Lordy. Lightstorm affinity. If only you were a man.
Oh okay. That's a wizard.
Still that horde of them coming. Let's teach him some manners. Strangler. A door in his shield. Stand firm. Shelter behind.
Sounds like they're coming from behind us.
Help the eyes. You've got the skill for it.
Oh yeah, so they are.
Thank goodness I'm wearing good headphones. Well, actually, these are cheap headphones, but decent headphones. Allows me to actually hear directions. I remember one of my first gaming headsets was only one ear, and it was extremely aggravating because you couldn't hear it. What? Ooh. Found
Come down here.
Hi.
This potion better is fast.
Ravaged Art.
I was wondering why there's an opening there.
There's usually an opening there 'cause there's like potions or something down there, but apparently they filled it in with Ravaged Art now.
So if
I
you
have
had to
no
eat
idea.
someone, what would it be, or who would it be?
Eyes open for Rocky.
To be honest, like actually human flesh, like there's issues of kind of like eating, like transmission of diseases and things like that.
Yes.
But in reality, like human flesh doesn't taste that different to other forms of flesh. Like season it properly, you're fine.
What is that?
I hear a chaos.
A chaos wizard of some sort?
Yeah, but I'd already picked it up before I marked it. Oh, chaos spawn! Shit.
Michael. Oh, he can pick you up, can't he?
Yep. Like this.
And then eats you away. How do you keep him from doing that? You can't.
Just don't get caught by the tentacle swipe.
You can't interrupt him once he picks you up, basically.
No.
Nasty beast. Didn't want to die.
Ooh, a loot dice.
Yes.
Nicely spotted.
Those ground textures remind me of a ton of Sky. Yeah, I played a lot of Skyrim. I remember when Skyrim first came out when I was still in college. I actually got a free quote unquote free version from a friend. It wasn't fully free. He kind of gave it to me. It was one of the early versions of it, so because it was free to me, because it was just a file, I didn't have any of the updates. But I played a lot of Skyrim and modded it a ton.
Try not to run too far ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there's... Oh, someone needs help.
Always something in store.
Man, these guys are everywhere.
Partially because we're so spread out. Like they're spawning in lots of different spawning locations because we're quite heavily spread out.
Well, let me take care of them here.
Modding Skyrim is great, but God, when the experience for more like modding Minecraft. Yeah, you can actually. There is, depending on what you've got your Skyrim on, there is a like mod manager for Skyrim.
I modded it quite a bit. Unfortunately, so the thing of it is that the guy I got it from, he was a lab mate of mine and with some like basic organic chemistry course in undergraduate level. And the thing of it is that he gave me his file version of what it was set at for him, and he had already installed 1 or 2 mods on it. One of which was the Naked Women mod, and I'm like, okay, dude, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
But yeah,
good.
like, I mean, even going all the way back to, I remember I was playing Space Empires 4 Space Empires 5 Gold. No, Space Empires 4 Gold.
Okay.
Really, really old turn-based strategy, kind of like Stellaris in the olden days.
Yeah.
And that thing, when you got the gold version, which was released about, I think 2 years after the original one, it actually came with a mod launcher that was built by the game devs.
Oh.
Because so many people had brought out such awesome mods for it that they were like, huh, we're going to build a mod launcher and like bundle in mods with it when we sell the gold edition.
There you go.
And it came with a pretty cool mod launcher. I think my favorite was playing pirates and pirates and migrants, and playing a migrant fleet.
Really?
Playing a race that had no planets.
Oh yeah, hit him from there. I'm too far away. I can't hit him.
Got him.
Good.
Hit him from the bridge.
You need at least 15 mods to consider Skyrim playable. Yeah, especially if you have a decent quality machine to play it on, like PlayStation, not PlayStation, no, but like a PC. Because originally at that time I didn't have my gaming PC. My gaming PC I made it towards the end of my undergrad, beginning of my vet school period. So I didn't have it at the time. So my computer was terrible. Just a basic like $200 college laptop. So Skyrim was, I actually got adjusted to the lowest resolution with a like 2-second lag time. It was just so skittish. And then once I actually decided to build my current gaming computer, it was so much nicer. Ah! You can shoot a lot faster than I can, that's the thing.
That's because I already have my ranged weapon out, because it's my best weapon. Like, unless I'm going into melee, I keep my ranged weapon out the whole time. Ravage dart here.
Where? Oh, good hidey hole. You have a lot of ammo on it too, I take it.
I have an ability that regenerates my ammo when I kill something.
Oh, wow.
Ah, so there's one of the tomes.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's one of the later abilities for this class because she's so heavily dependent. I mean, to give you an example, a headshot with my bow does like 2,000 damage. A headshot with my dual swords, that's a power attack headshot, so the slow version of headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 1,000.
Wow. So most of them aren't even graphic mods. You actually use mods that are soul gems, which makes the soul gems only take souls their size. Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Having corpses pile up and get laid waste to sort of like piles of corpses would be interesting, but it would become awkward if they had collision, and if they didn't have collision it would just be weird.
Right, I agree. Rat ogre. I'm still waiting for this. Oh, there he is. Oh, hi. A mage?
Oh,
Oh, hi. Oh, boy. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna keep hitting it hard in the butt with my shield, sword, and my hammer. Oh, now he's not. Now he doesn't like me because I've been strong hitting him the entire time.
oof. Glad I have a potion.
There we go.
Salnexia says the mod manager isn't as clean as using Twitch though. Are you using Nexus mods? Nexus mods manager.
That rot hell might test us, me like.
I need some ammo, but at the same time, if I run out of ammo, then I become stronger.
Oh, is that one of your abilities?
That is one of my abilities now. So I might as well just use up my ammo. And now I'm strong. I think I gained like a 20% attack. Oh, hello. There's a dude I can't shoot now because I used up my... because I used up my ammo. Oh, I mean, I wanted to make sure that I beat Skyrim first before I started throwing mods in there, which I was happy that I did. But once I did that, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to throw mods in everywhere. Potion of Strength? Yes, please. If I wasn't strong enough already.
The Clement deer! Look out!
It's dead already.
There's a Chaos Warrior, though.
I'm not so good at dealing with them. You're using mod organizer. I think Nexus mod is the Nexus launcher is slightly better for managing mods for Skyrim. That just could be personal preference.
Yeah, that's true. But it does seem to work out pretty well. But I haven't played Skyrim in years. I know there's a lot more to it now. Skyrim VR would be pretty interesting, but I don't know how sluggish it is.
Actually, like Skyrim VR, having played Skyrim VR on my friend's VR set, pretty decent. Oh, loot dice. Loot rat. Where'd the loot rat go? Got him. Loot die. Dang it. Well, I picked up the loot die.
Okay, I got him.
Thank you.
Oh, now I got ammo somewhere. I got one shot. Hello, shot. Got him. Oh, hi. You're walking towards me still.
Double swords.
Any further, of course, and we'll all be dead. Evil! Ha ha! Come on! I've a message from Austria for you!
Oh, do you know about tapping space to do sort of like side steps and things?
Just to jump? Oh, yeah. I didn't know about that, but it's kind of that's helpful. Is that,
Good when the big things are charging you.
Yeah, that way I don't have to just run backwards.
Come on, Dory!
Trying to figure out who he's referring to whenever he says Dory. Graphics are high on your list of priorities. I understand that. It's more
Dory,
about
I
the game.
believe, is me.
You're Dory?
Yeah, I think I'm Dory.
Oh, okay. I was trying to shoot him and he got to me first.
Oh, you mess! You've earned much money, professional soldier.
A moment when I instinctively hit R to reload. You don't understand how to install an EMB for Skyrim, so that's around the important. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it in such a long time that I'd have to look into like updating all that stuff and reading all that stuff as well.
Down here.
I have a tome. Awesome.
I hear a storm, sorcerer.
That's not creepy at all. Oh, there you are.
That's the Zillas Doomy Bell.
So this is where one of the kind of missions comes in. So this is a shrine to the god Nurgle.
Are you sleepy, mayflies? We've work to do.
And our objective is to basically like destroy it.
Time to follow Lorna's instructions, Dory.
Oh, and how do we do that?
Basically, we have to find the 3 sets of Nurgle rot tendrils and destroy the festering pustules.
That's an imagery, isn't it? That's some good imagery just for that language. Then again, I shouldn't talk. I did some nasty stuff today, so it's a line of work. Oh, hey, there's a tendril.
Yep, if we follow the tendril along, we'll see the pustules.
Ah, I see.
Just don't stand in the acid.
Eh, fine. I'll get over it. So that's the one we just did. Oh, hi.
Lying down on the jump.
Ha! A dead cat. There is a sight for song.
Yeah, someone got caught, shall we say.
You never really understood trying to get that. I understand. I mean, like, it goes over my head too, and sometimes you're like, someone else just figure it out, please. Just tell me what to do and I'll deal with it. I do like to research things and figure stuff out myself, though. Because it's not like a pride thing by any means. It's more so just saying, oh yeah, it's another means of being able to say that I figured something out myself. Stop that.
Stop what?
The Gatling rat. He was firing at me, and so I said, stop that, and shot him in the face. I think that's pretty appropriate.
Yep.
There's another
Sounds
thing.
good too.
We're going to follow that. We have to go up in order to follow it.
Here come more of the Wassocks. Globadier, Dory.
And this is where they start getting a bit sneaky with the pustules. Like sometimes you have to climb up on stuff and shoot over fences into areas you can't walk anymore.
I'm gonna whack you. Whack you to Timbuktu, buddy. No, but today, what did I do all today? I had a couple surgeries in the morning. Took a mass out of an eyelid, which I'm hoping is just a benign mass and not a true cancerous melanoma, but it kind of looked really nasty. Pulled another mass out of the same dog's mouth, but that was definitely a benign, that was just like excess gum tissue growth, essentially. And then had a bunch of random appointments, had a dog that was eating raw food diet, and the owner couldn't figure out why he was having diarrhea. I'm like, well, you wonder why, bud.
You're feeding it raw food and it's not used to it.
Exactly,
So,
and it's a puppy, so it's already sensitive as is. So just don't. Just don't. And
yeah,
I talked
like,
to him, yeah.
if you've given it the right opportunity to develop the necessary bacteria and things to do it, then yeah, it's fine. It's like
It's better off, I agree, but it's not the best because these particular diets often do not have research behind them to indicate that they're truly well balanced. And I proved it to him. I said, hey, this is not a balanced diet. How can I say that? Because I know what a label should say and what is considered a balanced diet for a puppy, nutritional wise, in terms of percentages that they report. Oh, our guy needs help. So I kind of convinced him, like, this is not good. And these are the things I look for when I'm actually talking about diets for animals. And so after that, it was all fine and dandy. I'm ready to head on home after all my appointments and things. And then I get a call that a horse, a Belgian, is 2 weeks early and she's aborting her foal.
Oh shit.
And so I had to go and help the main doctor who's on call this weekend. I went and helped, and we tried to pull it, but it was already dead. So we just unfortunately had to perform a phlebotomy to save the mare.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
It's not pleasant, but like it's a case of better save one than lose both.
Yeah, the foal was already passed, so we had to just do it. And it was whether or not the thing had to be taken to C-section to get the foal out, but luckily we could. Luckily, both the older vet and myself are cattle people, so we have a lot of equipment for phlebotomies, which is when you cut up, when you're inside the uterus of the mother, but you're cutting up the fetus in order to get parts out.
Charming.
Yeah, but basically it's what it is. You're cutting up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it.
You're cutting it up so that it can come out without destroying the mother's uterus by trying to take the entire thing out all at once. So that's what it is. And we did it, and you know the mom should be okay. There's a chance that part of her uterus ruptured, but yeah. Flea bum, yes. So yes, I am. If you weren't there, it would have been worse. I mean, I hope so. I hope that I'm doing more good than harm. At the end of the day, that's all I can ask for. Yeah, I'm not saying that I did a bad job by any means, and it's just like it was just a fun day because of interesting surgeries and things, and things that keep you going. And I'm not on call this weekend, so hey.
Excellent.
It is excellent because it's 9:41, and at this time normally I'd be calling it in, but I don't have to do that. Oh look, ninjas playing Fortnite. Who would have thought? Amaranth is doing ASMR. Who would have thought? I didn't even know what ASMR was.
And most of the stuff that's listed as ASMR is not ASMR.
Nice weather today.
ASMR, what's the acronym stand for?
It's the auditory something mesoganglial response. Oh, sorry, autonomous sensory meridian response.
I unlocked the flamethrower. I see that. I have the Drake fire pistol. Is that what you're talking about? No.
The Drake fire pistol? No, I don't think so.
Drake fire pistols, iron breaker. Let me go to the armory and see what we got. You unlock the flamethrower. I unlocked the flamethrower. Let's see. Do I have the flamethrower? There's a war pickaxe. Let's see what I got here.
If you collect 9 pieces of ravaged art, it's one of the event missions. How come most of the ASMR streamers wear low-cut tops? Because ASMR is another excuse for cam going.
More or less. Alright, so here's the Drake gun. Is that the thing? Drake fire pistols, Drake gun, Drake fire pistols, Drake gun. Is the Drake
Grab one of them and give it a go.
The Drake, well, I can't use them because I'm not an iron breaker.
You should be able to switch to Iron Breaker now.
Where would I find that?
Press Escape.
Okay.
Go to Hero Selection.
Oh, I see. So then this is Iron Breaker. Oh, so I'm still a
dwarf,
but I have the ability to switch to other equipment. I see. So
And you
here's-
also have different special abilities. So the base dwarf has a survivalist. Specials drop ammo pickups on death more often. And disengage Bard deploys a smoke bomb as his special. And as the Ironbreaker, you've got completely absorb 1 hit every 20 seconds. So you'll basically get 1 hit worth of invulnerability every 20 seconds.
I see.
And Impenetrable. Your F ability taunts all man-sized enemies and gives you a defensive bonus for 10 seconds.
Extra stamina shield, shield block and push angle will increase effectiveness of blocks and pushes, and also get more HP. Well, I'm not too worried about HP at the moment. Okay. So now I have this.
What will your kinsfolk be thinking? What with you out here when they're surely having wars of their own?
They'll do fine, Matilda. They don't need me.
You're a dwarf, but with many more armors. Oh, so
Yeah,
when I
pretty
charge
much.
this up, charge it up. Woo! I can do that too. Wah! Neat.
Mine's more of a sniper version, but yes.
Okay, I like it. And I got a glowy pickaxe.
So that leaves you with... Oh, that's a nice pickaxe. Yeah, that's one of the ones from the tabletop game. They can be equipped... Ironbreakers can be equipped with armor-piercing pickaxes.
I see.
The Righteous Stand.
That's a lot
Some
of
the
fire in one
revelations.
room. Yes, it is. I agree. But is it ever enough fire? That is the question that remains unanswered.
On the tabletop game, the flamethrower units were called Iron Drakes. Yeah, they were a variant of the Ironbreaker class.
Did you ever use Tabletop Simulator? Because I have that, but I've never really used it.
Yeah, I've used Tabletop Simulator. I ran a whole YouTube D&D campaign on it,
Oh,
or
really?
D20 campaign on it.
That'd be fun. Because I've had a handful of a handful of times where I've had friends where I've joined in on their D&D campaigns, but it would be like a one-time event, and then we'd never be able to get back together.
Mhm.
So I've made a character once or twice over, but I don't really have much experience playing aside from the time that I used to play a lot of Neverwinter,
Yeah.
and that kind of gave me an idea of how things worked. But then I stopped playing Neverwinter. My previous girlfriend was a gamer, and so she and I played that all the time. And then, yeah.
One thing I'd say with the video games of D&D, it makes people very stat focused.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in reality, like with D&D, you can be very, very kind of like you can get through whole campaigns without ever really fighting anything.
Yeah, you can. Well, depending on your dungeon master, yes, you can work around those things.
And also, like as a dungeon master, I usually talk to people about whether or not they want to go fightless or whether they want to go full combat.
Nice shot, darling.
Because I don't mind doing a campaign which is all about just the fighting and the stats, but I like storyline campaigns a lot.
Yep. Too many ranged people. I get to whack a guy. There we go. Now my bloodlust is fulfilled.
But can you repeat it?
Oh, I like it. When I kill something, it does a little. Oh, hi, pig. This pig is invincible.
Almost there.
Or maybe I killed it and it's just standing up. Yeah, I think it's just that.
Over here, Dory! Down the street!
So now you're playing the fireman.
Yes. A good DM definitely makes the campaign. And it also depends on kind of like what kind of campaign you want to run or what kind of campaign you want to play.
Yeah.
You hear what I hear, mate?
So that was the location of the first tome. Was up on that card on the left.
There's a purple thing over here. What are you? You're a
Potion.
concentration. Potion. Oh, we're coming from behind. I think my range went up with this pickaxe.
Yeah, because it's a double-hander.
Oh, ogre.
Was that Chaos Worshipper T-posing to assert dominance over you? Probably.
You know what will work in this situation?
What?
A flamethrower. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's helping quite a bit here. He's not happy with me though.
Done deal, Sienna. Bloody tough these rat ogres.
Oh, you poor thing. Need a nap, perhaps.
So I'm
Can you
carrying
not
the stone.
sense it? Like dung-coated fingers dragging through the roots.
Damn it. How's the heat gauge? That's exactly how the heat gauge mechanic works back Asura. If you overcharge the heat gauge, you explode.
Oh,
So
neat.
you have if you have infinite ammo for your mage weapon, but you explode if you overuse it. Now, admittedly, your explosion does damage to enemies around you.
Let me charge up my little thing here.
Take one of the two opening gates.
Okay.
The fire mage is very good for stunning. For instance, I can do an AoE stun with my fire.
Oh, I'm stuck. I'm being pulled in by this witch thing.
That's okay, I got you.
Thank you. Oh, they're wearing green now. I didn't realize it was ordinary time in the church.
Plague monks.
Who is you burn?
I tend to go down a lot on the low difficulties as the fire mage. I tend to go down a lot with the low difficulties of fire mage because I just tend to spam shit.
I don't really have ammo.
Ammo here.
I don't really have ammo just as a weapon.
Oh yes, of course.
Charge.
Yeah, you have the charging thing.
Always need more fire.
Yes.
Through the fire and the
Additional fire.
flames, we carry on.
And so the next book is in here. On the right hand side. So
It's over here somewhere. No, that's the entrance. Okay.
Rise, wizard. Let your fires kindle.
Quit your climbing. You have to stay down. Oh, there's a purple.
Failed, Gastra. Death is too good for you.
Work, you stinking crow, work!
So where's the, it's around here somewhere, isn't it?
Who
Dragon Force reference, I approve. Yes, that was a good song. Through the
I thought
fire
the tone
and the
was good.
flames, we carry on.
To the fire and the flames carry on. Nice.
And so I always listen to a lot of a variety of music, a large variety of music. However, I will admit that a number of the rock songs that I know first came from me playing like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I did further research afterwards to figure out why they were interesting and like where they came from, but a lot of them did stem from that.
I have a wide variety of musical tastes as well.
The heck is that noise? Oh, these guys. Burn, you fools, burn! Okay, here we go. Ooh, glowy green thing. You should get that, dude.
It's weak in the head, Sharon.
And let's just fire down these guys. Oh yes, I can trade HP for cooling down my heat meter. I forgot about that.
This is the door.
Yes, it is the door. Good job. Good job.
There are whole sections of this one that look like all the other ones, all the other sections.
I see.
So there is a tome over here. If you come back this way.
Yeah. Wait,
Nope,
where are
back this way. Up here.
you? I keep thinking of the archer for some reason.
And drop down here. We have Le Tome.
I'm already carrying one, though.
Well, I came to get it, but that's the second Le Tome location.
Yeah.
Aid for the ailed.
Bad! Grimnir, that's a hook rat.
I see you, little hook rat.
A hook rat.
Shalia's gift here.
Ooh, where was he?
Who's that?
The guy who picked up the Ravaged Art.
Yeah, but which one is that? He's over here. I have it here. It's over here.
Ah, right.
Forward to this.
Up and around.
All the same.
Yeah, I just had to deal with a couple of ratties.
This is the door.
I like Sid Metal. I've been
Sid metal? What is that?
I have no idea. I presume synthesized metal.
I have a friend of mine who actually I used to use his music a little bit. He creates a lot of more electronic music, a lot of trap music. He lives out in San Jose. He's pretty good at it. So I've used some of his original tracks that he made over the years as like outro music in the past. With his permission, of course. But yeah, I need if he comes out with more stuff, I always check it out to see how he's doing.
Another dead gutter runner.
Alright, well I'm just gonna hang out here where these guys keep jumping up. like me being there.
I miss my health regen powers. I'm stuck in a corner.
Yep, me too. I need to move because this guy's after me now. Woo! Woo! And I'm on fire. Climbing up the ladder. And now we're safe.
Yeah, that's bloody earth. I don't get you need to heal. The flame.
That worked.
I mean, as far as music goes, like,
So, I thought it pulled a little to the left.
pretty much anything,
Oh, the
really.
rat ogre's dead. Just enjoy the moment.
You have 3 streams going and you're not sure which one is the sound. Which ones, well, what other streams are you watching then? I must know.
Down here.
Over here, quickly now.
Do we want? No then? Okay.
The Grimoire puzzle or Grimoire jumping thing was back there, but everyone ran off past the next objective point.
Thank goodness there's an incendiary grenade next to this altar. That works out well. I mean, that's where I keep my grenades.
Chaos warrior nearby.
No one would expect it.
Up the steps, Mayfly. I'm glad Adelon isn't here to see.
There's a lot of HP stuff here.
Yeah, I know. I was just sort of seeing if anyone was going to come and get the cone.
Oh, I should turn that off before I saw a giant skull and I'm like, that's not something I should do.
The chaos warrior done.
Okay, there we go.
Let's hope they've not taken the bells.
PoE hardcore leveling. PoE, what is that?
Path of Exile.
Oh, I haven't played that before.
Roll them to the dance.
Oh hey, it's a statue of me.
Sort of.
It's totally me. I just don't even question it. It's totally me.
Sigmar, protect us.
Mingling everywhere.
Why did we ring the bell? Why couldn't we just
Because-
not?
Because we kind of need to.
Yeah, try this boss. I hear a groan.
Fire! More! Oh, okay. Fire! More fire! Ah! Ah!
Bloody Globadier.
Fire!
Wow, she set off Seek and didn't kill a single special. That's kind of sad.
What does that do?
Seek is the 3 tracking arrows.
Ah. Whoa, there's some magical light coming on in this hammer.
Grimnir's beard. Gas. Goose Goomy. And the search.
No more dancing for that Globadier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the
Spitfire, Spitfire, rat will burn. The sewers will smell terrible with fire tonight. Burnt meat.
Cooked rat.
Cooked? Well, yeah, cooked rat is nasty.
Have you ever eaten cooked rat?
I admit to nothing.
Well, I suppose you are a vet.
Half the time I'm just like, what is it that I'm eating right now? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, let's see what else we got. There's a lot of weird stuff and souls flying into this. Oh my gosh. Is that Thor?
He's the mighty Thor.
Yeah. I don't even know what he's summoning, but he's definitely doing something, and the rats aren't happy about it.
I really don't agree with using a special to clear horde enemies.
Getting real. Something's about to happen. Don't know what. Oh, it just instantly killed everything?
Yeah, a little kind of wave of power.
Can I take that hammer with me?
You just want the giant stone hammer from the statue.
I was hoping I could land on top of it. Oh well. I do want that hammer.
Remret wants to land on the giant spiky pit. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm a dwarf. I can take it.
Spike straight to the dwarf butt.
Oh, someone else just started streaming. Who started streaming just now?
Do you have like a stream alert thing?
On my phone, yeah.
Oh.
Someone was streaming Apex. I don't know who. On for YouTube. If you download the YouTube gaming app, it'll show who's streaming based on your subscriptions. Who is it? Oh no, it's me. Whatchamahoosit is the thumbnail decided not to change even though I told it to.
That's one of the problems I have with YouTube. I mean, I also have the problem with Twitch not updating as well, but...
Yeah. I do want that hammer. Can I have the hammer? I would appreciate the hammer. The hammer and I, we go way back. It's just like, you know, hammer time and all that. Yeah. I invented hammer time. Alright. Close you, and then I got a couple more missions to go, and then we'll be done with this little tidbit. Twitch mission. What? Whoa, good job, buddy. I agree.
Did you set this mission?
I did.
How so, Sienna?
That's my next
Neither
thing.
the witch saltpeter
I see.
nor the disciplined wizard my tutors hope to shape.
But that's good, isn't it?
I used to think so. But if I can't be one, I must be the other. That's what I was taught.
Oh, and then you fade into non-existence.
I like that there's more illusions being given out now.
What do they do exactly?
Illusions just... so basically, when you get a weapon,
Yeah.
one of the things it can have is it can have a little purple swirl in the corner, and that's an illusion.
Yep.
And to give you an example, I actually have one here.
Well, I have one. Mine is equipped as well. It's an illusion.
So now, if you have a look at this sword I'm holding,
Yep.
this is a non-illusion sword called a fire sword. If I take the illusioned fire sword, and there we go, I
Okay.
now have a much posher sword.
Mm-hmm. This apparently is an illusion axe.
It does look quite posh.
Yes.
I'm assuming the base axe is not nearly as
That's
posh
right,
looking.
take your time. That's what our enemies are doing.
Pardon? Back in Uber's right, you never answered Kruber's question. How a whole dwarf?
I don't know what the question was going to be.
Listen up.
We'll never know at this
I'm
point.
hearing that the auspice of
The
Shining
question was,
Sacrament has
how did a
received
whole dwarf hold
unwelcome
get
attention.
lost?
Chaos sorcerers,
How did a whole
maybe something
dwarf
worse.
hold
There's
horde
something
get lost?
extraordinarily wicked
Hold,
in the
as in
works, so get down
keep
there
a castle.
and put
Oh, I see.
Hold. How did a whole dwarf hold get lost?
Oh, well, it was quicksand.
Yeah.
It was quicksand.
I can imagine that would work.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really built. We're underground, so we're not built on the best structure anyway. You think further down you go, the better you be, but it's not actually true.
I bet Lona's onto
They decided that they were going to build a hold because we needed a foothold or a keep or like a little area outpost in the desert realm, and I told them that was a bad idea, but they didn't listen to me, and then it fell down into the quicksand, and then they built it again, and then it fell down and it sank into the quicksand, and they built a third one, and then that burned over, fell down, and then fell into the quicksand, but the fourth one stayed up.
Ah, I see.
I hope someone gets that reference.
Tom, what a stench! But that ooze will lead us on.
I don't think anyone's gonna get that reference.
I don't get that reference off the top of my head.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah.
When they're talking
I
about
have.
the swamp castle. Like, they told me it'd be a stupid idea to build a castle in the swamp. The first one fell into the swamp. The second one fell into the swamp. Third one burned down, fell over, and then sank into the swamp. But the fourth one stayed up.
I have seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but I was not a big fan. I was never a big fan of actual, like, and this is sacrilegious for someone who's British to say. I was never a big fan of Monty Python.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I enjoyed their TV show, and a lot of people didn't know that there actually is a TV show and a number of other movies that they have. But they had a couple of really good bits. I won't say that everything about them was good, because it's true. Some things are crude, some things are a bit messed up. Yes.
The thing that got to me was the kind of lol so random humour of some of it.
Definitely a troll, I hear.
Oh yeah.
Wonder who it'll eat first.
Well, this person was so close to the health tonic, but it didn't work out for her. That's when I hit some
Oh, shit.
strongest
Oh,
castle
shit.
in the English islands. What is it? Oh, hi. A bile troll. Well, this is a bad place for a bile troll, now wouldn't you agree?
Aye, maybe. I can't help it. Try not to damage that troll. Take
And stay
I
down,
mean-
objective.
They're swarming. Be ready.
I mean, we all kind of piled on it.
Yeah. That parrot was not dead, it was just sleeping. I'm glad that that Flea Bum gets the references, and not just the movie references, but the show references, because I've watched a lot of their show, too. I make a lot of references. It's just when no one is there to watch the stream, it's just like laughing to myself, ha ha ha, good times.
You are surviving.
Hey, you crazy.
Only a little bit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, a little bit of crazy. You have to be, you almost have to be. Hey guys, having a meeting? Cool, can I come?
Where's the gutter run?
What is that? Oh, you guys took the high road.
Goddamn kill stealing.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
All of the ranged guys were all shooting it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, if my usual bad luck prevails, we're about to get a chaos spawn.
Didn't we just have a bile spawn?
Yeah, we just had a bile troll, but
I
have bad luck.
He likes the Monty Python shows. Kudos to me. Thank you very much. I will make plenty of references of whatever it is you desire. I mean, I need to watch more of them. But now for something completely different, we need to continue on with our quest here.
So many, let's drive them back.
A crude sign for
Can I climb up this ladder? Yes, I can.
So this is kind of teaching you how the rest of this is going to go. There's a symbol above a button, and the door with that symbol on it opens. And this is kind of like, this is about to happen in a more complicated way. It's kind of like a little bit of like mini tutorial.
Okay. North Maintenance Shaft. Oh, hello. Oh, now he's dead. Oh, well, okay, fine. Let go. Okay, so, we go here.
I loathe followers of Nurgle.
Oh, as do I.
It was tongue-in-cheek humor, yeah.
Oh, it's not
A lot of it was tongue-in-cheek humor, yes.
Oh, hey!
Loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat,
Loot rat on fire.
They're invariably so sodden with
It was kind of stuck because the door's closed.
Yeah.
So you can see now we've got a door with a symbol on it.
Yeah. So to find the thing.
Down under here, there's going to be 3 buttons with different symbols, and there's 3 doors. So if you go down and go to the buttons, I will give you the symbols when you get down there. There will be opponents.
I see. Okay. So I got this one here.
So first one is upside down triangle.
Yep.
Second one, once I get a look at the door, is a circle with a Christian cross.
Okay. I can't click on. Oh, now I can. Oh, hi.
And the last one is
The little eye claw thing.
yeah. I call it the squid.
That will work too.
There we go.
How did you know the order? Oh, because of the doors.
Yeah.
Can we get out as we know?
Well, happens
That's
if
what
you
happens.
do it in the wrong order, though.
Basically nothing happens.
Oh, I see.
Seems my flames with a hotter ratty.
But there's like a cooldown on everything, so
I think it's this way.
oh shit. Oh, I
Chaos
got my
Warrior.
sword up in time.
Oh, hi.
Your flamethrower seems to be very good against armored targets.
It is. Because it actually stuns them quite a little bit, so I'm appreciative of
An
it.
elixir there. if you
As
want
well
your
as stunning them, it
stuff
also
made
just
quite
seems to
healthy.
bypass a lot of their damage reduction.
Oh, a little altar made out
Dark
of flesh.
magic in this stinking breeze and filth on the floor.
So there's a tome over around the back here, I think. Yeah.
Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Having a ball. Don't stop me now if you want to have a good time. Just play with Droid all the time. Don't stop me now.
I still reckon this Shalier of yours could do with a good axe or mallet close to hand.
I got the tone. It's in my pocket.
it's worth kind of like almost like power leveling a single character in this game to a certain extent.
At the very least, you could train that sort.
Because as you level up and do sort of higher level missions, higher difficulty missions, things like that, you get like higher level loot. Now, other characters can't use your weapons, your high level weapons, but other characters can use your high level trinkets.
Oh, I see.
So right now, like, this character has only ever done recruit level missions.
Yeah.
And so you only have level 100 equipment. But I've got a level 160 something trinket on because I've got the trinkets from my Carillion character.
Ah, I see, I see. No, I want the tune. I want the tune. Tone. Have I been playing Twitch Sings? No, I don't have that. Am I actually, is that just a bunch of people recording themselves singing? I don't know. There are certain, like, I would consider myself to be baritone, but can do some tenor. Can't hit.
I consider myself to be bad.
I can't hit bass. Well, I mean, I used to be a musician, not to the extent of like making a big living out of it, but in high school and middle school and a little bit of oh, did I can't get back up here. All right. In high school and middle school, a little bit of college, I played the cello and I played in orchestras and string quartets and things. And we did do gigs and we did make a decent amount of money. It's a sign up, like Let's Dance, but for singing, you sign up and then you usually get an invite in a few days. What does it require, is my question. What does it require
Someone help you, wizard.
I guess, does it require a certain system or something, or you just kind of like pick the songs and play in front of a mic? Because Droid would be fantastic at it.
No, I'm actually central tone deaf.
Oh.
So it's strange. I can sing low tone and I can sing high tone, but if I try and sing central tone, I go flat immediately.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most songs are done in central tone because that's where most people's talking voices are.
Right.
Turn the time again, but you late. I wait around now. Move up to the door. I can't wait anymore. It's not you. You let me down again.
Da, da, da.
Baby, I try to find a little time, and I'll take you every. I'll be home. I'll be beside the one waiting for you. Now, there is a puzzle for a grimoire in this room. I don't know it.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Alright, back to the axe we go. Oh no, I've been hooked, line and sinker. Thank you. Strength tone.
So yeah, somewhere in here there's a puzzle that gives you access to a grimoire.
How would we know what it looks like?
I can't remember. I think it's like, I think there's somewhere where there's like a button or something on the wall. It might be the back right. yeah, like this is one of the things that people always kind of do, and I it's like, okay, well, that was done. Ooh.
Assassin, I hear it.
Yeah, good job. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother heard it. Question is, I'm not seeing... Ah! Oh good, second wave. The first chop is the deepest. Baby, I know my pickaxe belongs in your face. I'll have to look it up because I'm honestly not seeing anything.
I think I've found it.
Hold on. Oh yeah, I gotta kill these things.
Me too.
Over there?
Yeah.
Trust me with yours a moment. I want to show you something, dwarf.
There's a thing, like you can see there's a hole in the ceiling and there's a thing up there.
But how do we...
Where is the jump to get up there?
There's a rattling close by, you'll see.
So see, Corellian just managed to kind of jump onto this and run up it. I have no idea how though.
There's a runner in the shadows.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do that one.
Alright, let's kill these other guys real quick because now we got another horde because we've been sitting here too long.
Yeah, and I have no idea how to do that. We just might as well move on, it's just a grimoire.
Just a grimoire, how dare you?
Stay close to me, you see the fire? No sense leaving that bomb behind.
Unless...
There's something here, maybe?
Watch yourselves. There's a gas rack in here. Malaya, guide my step. I think it's this way.
Gas rack's behind us.
Ah,
There's a hook rack coming for us.
Top on top, bloody pieces.
you see where I am?
Now, 1 second.
It means to kill us as
There
it
you go.
dies.
Yeah.
this is not the right path for... Down? Yes.
Ooh.
Grimoire.
We did
It's in
it.
this chest.
We did it. Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
this is where you come down, not where you go up.
Oh, I see.
You have to go up round that
Oh,
back route.
well, they're back.
Of course. Later on, the like being captured by things gets really nasty because the tick damage you get while captured is insane.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Here to
Heal
find
up
me.
just a little bit, and then grab the tome, and then we're good to go. So it's a Twitch app. That's good. I love to sing. Ba 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 ba. You need to be on fire. Well. Well, if you
And this
insist.
is another tome.
It's like,
Down it is.
Around the back of this altar.
oh, okay, hold on, I'm dealing with this dude. Yeah.
That's okay. I've already picked it up, but
Blessings of blood that fire.
just so you know.
Okay.
But yeah, round the back of this altar on this table is a tome.
Neat. Now we have two.
Stairs going down.
And a grimoire.
Yep.
That's good for our
Loot.
loot indeed. My precious. Oh, that did it.
Goddess, that's a gas probe.
Let's just take out our globe deer. Not a problem.
I can't shoot these guys from here.
You can't shoot those guys at all.
Oh.
They
Can I
are
throw a
part
bomb at
of... Yeah, they are part... You see they've got the kind of like the shield around them?
Well, that's cheap.
That's... Yeah, this is what we're here to do. We have to get into the circle and basically disrupt it with our energies.
Ah.
And then periodically one of the shields will fail. Try not to stand in the pool of acid.
I try, but sometimes you can't help it. What is this thing in the center that we're trying to stop?
This pool of acid is... well, basically this is a ritual to summon one of the host of Nurgle.
Okay. Stay in the
Basically,
circle.
yep, stay in the circle, and once kind of it gets to a certain point, one of the shields around one of the casters will fail, and will kill one of the casters.
And that slows it down.
Kind of the opposite, like basically the kind of ticking thing in the center is the ticking bar to when we've stopped the objective.
Well, I'm waiting for this guy's shield to go down.
Keep your eye out for specials like Gatling rats and things, because it's really nasty.
Big lumberfoot. It's going to explode.
Okay, buddy, your shield has to go down. One more.
Oh, sounds like there might be a Gatler.
Yeah, he's on the far side down underneath.
Dang it. I got surrounded.
Your flame's still burning, but
Oh, thank you very much.
Uh-huh. Bring your shadows time.
With 2 tomes, a grimoire, and several loot dice. Not bad.
Yeah. And a bomb. Oh, I heard about the log.
Trust me with you.
The bots in this game aren't too bad.
The bots are actually pretty good. They stay with you.
And they also pass you items and just generally are reasonably good.
They did good programming for the bots. Good job, bots. We appreciate you, bots, even if you are the underdog, the one that's unsung hero. Oh, level 13 now. Oh, yeah.
Mission, tomes, grimoire, 3 loot dice, and the gift of Ranalt. Ooh, which got me all the way up to a general strongbox.
And I got a soldier's strongbox.
Ah, you didn't get as lucky with Ranalt or the dice. Tomes. But
I actually got circles.
yeah, saves and revives.
1 and 1, yay.
The mission completion, the quick play, and the tomes and grimoires are all set rewards. But the loot dice and Ranalt's gift are randomized.
I see.
So it's really bad when you get terrible Ranalt's gift. It's like, I was like a quarter of a millimeter off getting the next level chest.
Yeah. So if I go over here, there's the challenges, and I can, with the challenges, I can get items, apparently? Claim reward. Emperor's chest, okay. Weekly, no. Alright, so summary, blah, blah, blah. Challenges, blah, blah, blah. Complete all Hellmongers for root difficulty. Okay, so close that. Oh, hi.
Yep. And you can do the event ones as well, where 4 of 9 ravaged art towards getting a flooded crown.
Oh snap, we got 2.
Give it a rest, Bardin.
what's the matter, son? Don't like my song?
I might.
Not the song. It's
1 second.
the air of cheerfulness.
Cancelling the mission for a second. I'm just going to switch over to my elf just so that because this mission's quite difficult. So I'm just going to swap to Elfie. So
Hi, Alfie.
rig us up again.
Yep.
just because Alfie basically a level 29 character with decent weapons kind of guarantees, not 100% guarantees, but kind of guarantees a decent chance at victory.
Yep, which we always appreciate, having a decent chance of victory. Let's see, so tomorrow I am going to be working primarily on the household, and then I have a gala / auction night to go to in the evening.
Ooh, posh.
It is very posh indeed. I can't afford any of the things that they're auctioning off, but it's for the local 4-H group. So a lot of the people in the community in the county are just auctioning off things because they have money and they know that the majority of the proceeds go to the 4-H kids. So I was invited by the main doctor who's been in the area, been servicing the animals of the 4-H for 45 years. So he's well-to-do and well-known. And I'm just at his table. And I'm like, hey guys, I just bought a house and I have loans, so I'm not gonna do that. Whoa, that was a big drop.
That drop has been softened because that used to be able to kill you if you fell.
Two bombs.
I've never had money. This is one of the sad things. Is like I see all these people talking about, oh, like I'm gonna buy a house when I'm older and things like this. Like I'm never gonna be able to afford to buy a house.
Yeah, I mean, it's all loans at this point, but still, I recognize that I'll be able to. This particular home is not one that I'm going to stay in forever. It's one that I'm going to turn around and sell in probably the next. I don't see myself being here for more than 10 years max.
I mean, this is one of the things where, like, I used to say to people, it's one of the kind of adages that money breeds money. It's like, it's true, like, if you have money, you can buy a house, do it up, and then sell it and make a profit on it. If you have money, you can... Oh, shit, it's a storm vermin.
Roasted storm fiend. Well, that was easy.
This way, onward. Down here, are you all blind? Sure, we can take the cart. But I'm not pushing you in it, Mayflies.
Push me. Push me.
Stand in front of it.
I'm trying to. I can't get it. I see him. He's back. He's above us.
You're only scratching him.
Thank you. I saved my cash, didn't do all that, and have my own house now. Nice. I would love to be able to save money, but I just don't have any money to save.
Yeah, I have a little bit, but I also have student loans and now house loan. So, and a wedding. So most of these things are gonna be preoccupied at the time.
I mean, to be fair, that's one of the things I quite like about my partner. My partner is a very down-to-earth, oh god damn it, down-to-earth and kind of, not relaxed, but very chill person.
Yeah.
And like she has no interest in having like a big wedding.
Yeah, the nice thing is our wedding is not going to be all that large.
Fleabum, I used to do 15-hour, or sorry, I used to do 12-hour night shifts in supported housing dealing with suicidal people. I worked hard. I didn't make enough money to be able to afford a house, unfortunately. Like, at the time when I was doing most of my working, like, it just wasn't, like, there were no well-paid jobs. Like, people with degrees
Yep.
were getting minimum wage. And then I had to leave work and go into being a carer for a family member. Now I'm sort of trying to get back into work, but I've been out of work for 4 years, so it's nearly impossible to get back into work.
It never does seem to end either. It's just because, oh, hello. You need to all die.
Well, no, even people who like going through apprenticeship. Like I know someone who was stuck in basically being paid minimum wage in apprenticeship for 4 or 5 years, and then ended up in a minimum wage job. Like, unfortunately, the economic crash caused by the fucking bankers, which no one seems like. Everyone's so eager to blame. Blame all sorts of different problems, all sorts of different things. Where are you going, by the way?
I put the barrels in the thing.
Yeah, and then the thing went down the hill.
Ah. Oh, come on. Mouse? Mouse? Okay. Mouse doesn't like me today.
That particular friend of mine, I think, was in so I know a lot of people have been for apprenticeships. That apprenticeship who ended up on minimum wage after going through apprenticeship was, I think, beautician.
Alright.
But the thing is, Fleabum, is like, I'm talking about going back 8 years or so, back to just after the banking crisis, basically, and pretty much every job was paid minimum wage.
Right. It's unfortunate because the jobs can't afford more, and therefore we can't afford more. You don't get paid as much, and then the market just keeps going up and up and up.
Bandages. Can you not taste the poison of the wind?
What I basically realize is that there's a lot of payments that are going to be taking place in the this first year of me starting out. So I recognize that I am going to more likely not break even, or if not be negative this first year, just because of wedding and house and other things like that. But assuming I can keep my job, which I hope I can, and things go relatively well and I can make production, then I will actually have a savings for once, which would be nice. And then I'll come visit. I'll need to know where to go visit, but I will go visit the Bad Wolf and the Droid.
Trades that are required saw little downturn. Yes and no, Fleabum. I kind of, to a certain extent, disagree with you that trades saw no downturn. I know plenty of people who, especially larger companies, rather than like independent traders. And the thing is, like, companies could afford to pay more than they did, but companies saw it as a great excuse of being like, oh, well, banking crisis, we don't have to pay people as much because we can basically have an excuse.
Right. And a lot of banks and big companies are actually taking advantage of those excuses in order to take advantage of the middleman or the little man, so to speak. Like, my parents actually, taxes are being filed and tax days coming up here in the U.S. April 15th. And so their taxes were all in order, but we switched. They switched one of their investors. Some of the investments, they switched their accountants that they relied on because the accountant was lying to my family. So they switched, which, I mean, I would too. However, the accountants got vindictive and changed some of the paperwork involved with their taxes. And instead of breaking even or getting an actual tax return, now my parents own $18,000 to Uncle Sam because of this vindictive accountant who was upset that they changed companies.
So, my only question with that is, surely, like, tax law is tax law. So, surely a new accountant would be able to basically remedy that by being like, well, no, these are wrong, these are wrong, these are wrong.
Yeah, and so essentially what it was is that, from what I understand, based on what I had last heard earlier today, it was trying a legal issue. However, it would be the legal issue of these companies saying, yeah, we did wrong, but we're not going to do anything about it because we can afford all these extra lawyers and all these sort of things that in order to get the thing done, but my parents wouldn't be able to for something like this. So it's I don't fully understand why something like this happened, but it's not okay.
No.
Even if it was just hello.
Ugh, that smell.
Even if it was just a small sum, but not okay.
And being well off is a mixture of hard work, and I'm certainly never going to say that being well off doesn't require hard work. In some people's cases, no. Like in some people's cases, they're born into money,
Right.
and fuck up as much as they want. But plenty of people work very hard for their money. But regardless of how hard you work, there are plenty of people who work fucking hard and end up penniless.
Yep.
There is a major element of luck involved in pretty much anything.
There's a roadhouse. Careful or he'll have your head.
There's a rare beauty to this cavern.
Well, that took him down pretty quickly. I do like the flamethrower.
Right place, right time, who you know. Exactly, Fleabum. And then you just get people who are just ridiculously self-assured and ridiculously kind of got ridiculously lucky in life, and
Yep.
they go, oh, well, I'm self-made. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You've had a lot working for you. Oh boy.
Don't let it touch me.
Well, the most recent one was there was a woman who's a model who was claiming in some magazine that she was proud to show women that they can be self-made millionaires. And it's like, your daddy was a multi-millionaire lawyer.
Yep. You have
You
the
are not
connections and yeah.
Yeah, you are not a self-made millionaire,
So the cart
and you're a
found its way
model.
here without us.
Your millionaire-ness comes from basically pure fucking luck of how good you looked.
And having someone find you and basically sponsor you, yeah. Which, if you had a multi-million-dollar lawyer father, that wouldn't be that hard to make those connections. I mean, the connections I have are very minimal. Like, my sister works as a practice manager for a local dental organization, so I get 25% off dental stuff. Like, that's the thing, and I appreciate it. It's great, but is it making me multi-million-dollar month? No, it's not. It saves me 25% on dental. And I'm like, that's sweet.
That's one thing I will say about British medical is even our private stuff isn't as like the private stuff in America is ridiculous.
Oh, it is. It's terrible.
Won't someone push that damn cart?
It's absolutely
They brought up
ridiculous.
a wart
And
fire thrower.
And this is one of the things I don't quite understand about like the American mentality of like, I don't want there to be socialized healthcare because I pay for my medicine. It's like, right, but you do realize that because everyone has to pay for their own medicine, there is no socialized healthcare. There's no impetus on companies to have to charge a reasonable amount because otherwise people will go to socialized healthcare.
Yep.
The fact that anyone, regardless of who they are, can go to the NHS means that our private medical companies have to charge an amount that's reasonable, or else people just won't use them.
And unfortunately, not everyone actually is paying for all their health care either. What it comes down to is the people who cannot afford the health care that they are, or people who cannot afford their health bills or hospital bills, the hospitals then charge people who can in order to make up that money.
No. See, this is a common misnomer. This is a common misnomer that American health bills are so expensive because some people don't pay their way. No. If you go back to the original point when basically American hospitals were semi-socialized healthcare, because America did have a point where hospitals were basically free at the point of use. Amputations used to cost, like an amputation of a limb would cost at the time, and admittedly like inflation and things like that, but amputation of a limb would cost like $400 or $500, right? It was literally the sort of month that, or the year that health insurance was created in America, and health insurance companies started lobbying hospitals, that it went from $400 to $4,000 over the course of less than a year. Like, the actual costs you guys pay for your health care, it's like, even if only one person paid the requested amount, it would pay for 10 people's medical procedures.
It is absolutely ridiculous. But what can you do?
Like, you work as a veterinarian.
Yes.
You see the costs of medications and things coming in.
Yes, and the markups associated with it, and insurance, and how that all works as well.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, with human insurance in America, it's been taken to, like, it's what you see on markups and insurance levies and things like that, taken to ridiculous proportions, like thousands upon thousands of % markup at each stage.
And they can get away with it too, which is ridiculous. Because I'm not against the idea. I know this gets into a bit of politics, but I'm not against the idea of certain things being controlled and certain things being a little bit more even keel when it comes to like socialist healthcare. And I think the idea of just socialism is what people freak out about, the word itself. Because then they associate it with communism, and then we think about the commies, and then you go back to World War II and all in Cold War, and people just get too wound up about that sort of thing.
But the funny thing is, I don't even see the NHS as being a necessity from a socialist point of view. I'm certainly socialist in the degree that I believe that pretty much everyone has the right to like reasonable healthcare. But beyond that, I don't even look at the NHS as a socialist thing. If we didn't have the NHS, we'd have the same problem as America.
Right. The
insurance companies would be able to set whatever fucking price they wanted and force the hospitals to charge people who didn't have insurance that price.
Pretty much.
But because we have the NHS, and the NHS is controlled, insurance companies can't basically go to the ridiculous degrees of being 20 times the cost of what the NHS sets the cost at, because people would notice. But in America, because you don't have that, people don't notice. But even then, people say like Medicaid in America was a failed system. Really? If you look at the charges that were levied against Medicaid patients, an uninsured person was paying about £5,000 for an arm cast, for like a bone setting operation.
Right.
An insurance company was paying about $2,000 for a bone setting operation, and a Medicaid charge was $1,000. And $1,000 is actually much closer to what a bone setting operation actually costs in the long run.
Yeah, I just hope some things get figured out one of these days. But unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of Do you charge
What
more
will your
for insurance
kinsfolk
pet
be
care than
thinking? What
care
with you out
provides
here
people
when they're
without
surely
insurance?
having wars of their own?
Do you
They'll do
charge
fine
more
without
for
me.
insurance
They
pet
don't
care
need me.
than care
Oh,
provides
I
people
eat at
without
one
insurance?
smell.
No. So
Another
I had to read it again to make sure I completely understood the question. So when it comes to pet insurance, a lot of people don't actually know that there is pet insurance available. And depending on where you get it from, but pet insurance in and of itself is actually relatively inexpensive. A lot of the veterinary medicine aspect of medicine, procedural care, routine care, it's relatively inexpensive compared to human medicine. Like, how much does it cost to go to the doctor? Assuming you didn't have insurance, for you as a human to go do your physical exam and get any sort of vaccine or up-to-date lab work that you need to do, if my insurance didn't cover that routine stuff, I don't know, going to the doctor for 15-30 minute consultation and physical exam would be $200-some, I would assume. Whereas I charge for my basic physical exam and talking to people for a good 30 minutes, I charge $48. And it's something that's... and other people do things differently. My clinic is very cheap. Not cheap in a bad way, but we're in a lower... what's the word I'm looking for?
Low income.
Lower income community, yes. That's just how it is. We have a lot larger clientele, but we have lower prices, so that kind of just matches. Makes sense. Find your way down to the terraces, okay? I do have.
But for instance, in the UK, I choose to have private dental.
Yes.
Because NHS dental is one of the slower and more awkward parts of NHS medical care.
And that's the good thing is you can actually choose to not have that. You're not required to, well, yeah, you're not required, basically.
Now, when I do get my next job and I am paying national insurance, will part of my national insurance go towards dental NHS care? Yeah. Does that bother me? No. Because the very fact that I have... well, the very fact that I'm paying towards that dental NHS care means that my dental coverage, which covers fillings, basic root canals, twice a year checkup and a twice a year professional cleaning, my medical insurance costs me £14 a month.
Okay.
So it's what works out about £165 a year. £168 a year, and I get 2 checkups, tooth cleaning, fillings, emergency medical or emergency dental if something goes wrong, etc. I just go in and it gets done. For instance, recently the filling in my back wisdom tooth, my back left wisdom tooth, the filling fell out. And I literally phoned up my dentist, and the dentist was like, come in and see us today. Your normal dentist is not available, but we'll just, put you with a different dentist today. Like, okay, fine. Now, I could have done the same with the NHS, but it would have been going to the NHS Emergency Dental Access Centre and sitting and waiting for possibly a couple of hours. But then I also would have had it done for free.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it does make a difference to your schedule, how things need to be taken care of. I am looking. There are some benefits that I'm looking forward to. My fiance, her veterinary clinic is actually was recently bought out by a corporation, which is a good and bad thing. The good thing is that her benefits just skyrocketed, and the amount that she made also went up a little bit. That she makes annually also went up for a little bit. The downside is that she's a little bit more regulated when it comes to what she can and can't do medically. A little bit more limited because she has a corporation that's kind of calling the shots.
Yeah.
However, her benefits are fantastic.
Here's the thing. Is being regulated about what you can and can't do medically a bad thing? Because, like, part of the whole regulation process is they've looked at the risks and the safety of things over the course of hundreds of thousands of events. And it might be a case where you're perfectly competent. It also might be a case where you make a minor mistake doing something and it's a big problem.
Right. The majority, you are correct, the majority of the time when they're doing these sort of protocols, it's because they have things that work and they're covering themselves, they're covering their end to make sure that there aren't any complications. However, it does take away a little bit from case-by-case situations. Not every patient's the same, so not every approach is going to work. Not a textbook approach is going to work in each stage. But luckily, they're a little bit more hands-off compared to other corporations like Banfield or VCA. What was your flea bum? One of my cats is idiopathic flood signs, so she requires antibiotics, Medicam, and yeah, I get you. Cost you 160. Oh, hi, buddy. How old is your cat?
The rock shifts under my feet. It must hold. Yosak's coming away.
Is that building just sliding off the cliffside?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess as long as we're all okay with that.
For instance, the job that, or one of the jobs that I'm applying for at the moment, the one that I've through to the second stage for waiting to hear on the third stage. Although they did send me an email saying, we have received your second stage thing that we have to assess to decide whether or not to take you on to third stage. Don't worry, we have received it. It's just we've received a lot of them, and it may take a little while to get back to you. So they were nice enough to just kind of like give you a heads up that it may take a while.
Okay.
But they're a banking company, and it's a customer service post.
Sure.
But they have this thing on there, basically kind of like if you're applying to work with us thing, and it's kind of like we don't like using corporate jargon. We don't like having all of our customer service people sound exactly the same on the phone and say exactly the same words.
Sure.
So we encourage people to develop their own style, and you kind of go through things like it's a case of kind of like, rather than being like, hello, I am customer service for this is my name, how can I help you today, sort of thing. It's very much kind of like they encourage you to be a lot more
personal.
Yeah.
That's good. It's like, yes, you should have a script so that you get to the point. However, you want to be able to be a person, because people feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more open when you're talking to a person on the phone and not a script or an automated message.
And also the task to get through to the third stage interviews was very interesting. Basically, they gave you a set of scenarios, and you had to basically explain what your approach to the scenario would be and why. And so one of the scenarios was like a woman who'd been encouraged by a company on Instagram to pay them £100 to go to a modelling shoot, and now she'd looked at the company and it seemed to be slightly dodgy, and she was worried, but she couldn't get her money back.
Oh,
and it's
I'm
like
in trouble.
kind of like, what would you do, sort of thing.
No, I understand. Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from?
And it was questions like, would you offer her a refund, even though technically we can't reclaim the money from MasterCard? Would you offer this girl a refund? Do you think she's at risk if she goes to this interview?
Right.
Things like that. It's like, that's really very sort of interesting.
It is. They want to see how you react and how your responses would be in order to figure out. I mean, and the thing of it is that is there a truly right answer? It depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking like a corporation manner, or you're talking in a more personal manner, or more empathetic manner.
And what I've been told by my friend who works there, which is why I started, sort of why I ended up sort of applying to this, because my friend works there and I kind of found out about the job and she told me about the company, is this company would rather refund the person the money and have them not go into a dangerous situation.
That's good. Did she tell you that beforehand?
No. She was quite fair. But like, for instance, like most companies in the UK, you get sick days, but like you have to be very sick to sort of claim a sick day, and they're very finicky about it. My friend's manager sent her home 2 days ago because her mental health was deteriorating because her cat's a rescue cat, and it's got a bad eye that basically was used as a football by somebody. And they're looking after it, and its eye was surgically removed, but it's been fine for years, or about a year and a half, but it got swollen a couple of nights ago, and the cat was on antibiotics for its first day of antibiotics, and she was at work, and she started getting upset and sort of just naturally kind of off about it, and her manager was like, take a mental health day, go home.
Right. And those
after the cat.
are appreciated. Yeah.
It's not First Direct, Fleabum. But if First Direct's like that, that's very good. I didn't know First Direct was like that.
Something up here?
No, this is the boss fight.
Oh. Oh, goodness, yeah, no kidding. Hey, buddy.
Your timing is impeccable.
Burble Sue hails courage. Try to put her elsewhere when I vacuum now. Yeah, so yours is stress-related 2-year-old female. Hates the vacuum cleaner. It's flood T, which is feline lower urinary tract disease. Also known as, what the heck was that? Also known as feline idiopathic cystitis. They're not fun diseases by any means. And a lot of it, unfortunately, is stress-related, so you can't do too much. Oh, that draws me in, apparently. I mean, antibiotics will help when there's actually urinary tract infection associated with it, but a big part of it, like you've already found out, is going to be... Oh, we got him, is going to be decreasing her stress significantly. Play with her more, give her treats when she has a little withdrawal, and works wonders. Yeah, it's a lot about... Cats get stressed very easily, and they get very what's the word I'm looking for? They can get very aggravated. So when a cat complains or doesn't like something, they let you know. They'll either start urinating or defecating or making messes in places, and they're like, "Hey, I'm not happy with something. I'm gonna poop all over your bed," sort of thing. Did I tell you I moved into the house I moved in last night officially? Like I'm living here. I told you that. So the previous owner had 2 cats, and I had a nightmare last night. I had a nightmare last night that the 2 cats were trying to get at me. They were trying to like scratch. I was hearing scratching at the walls and things like that, meowing, and they were trying to get at me in my bedroom because I'm in the house of the previous owner. And then while I was dreaming this up, the 2 cats quickly became 4 cats, and then 6 cats, and then 10 cats, and then like there was just a whole horde of cats outside my room just clawing through the door. And then I woke up.
That's quite extreme.
Oh yeah. I'm a dog and a cow person. I obviously treat cats all the time. But yeah. No odd noises at night yet. Fleabum, no odd noises at night. No incidents of possible ghosts as far as I know.
It's actually quite interesting. One of the reasons we often find it harder to sleep in new places is because there's noises and things that we don't recognize. And it's actually shocking how good your brain is at filtering out noises you recognize and not bothering to wake you up for them, or not bothering to disturb your sleep for them.
Right.
Whereas compared with if you're in a new place where there's noises you don't recognize, your brain wakes you up for everything. Be like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Whereas, like, if you're in a place you know, to the point where my sister's got it, my sister's brain is amazing to this degree. She won't wake up if someone walks down our uncarpeted stairs, unless it's someone she doesn't know. Or if you walk down the stairs weirdly because you're carrying something or you've got a pain in your leg or something.
Yeah.
She recognizes people's footfalls on the stairs and how the sort of the pattern of them.
Yeah.
She only wakes up if... It's interesting.
Why is this locked? Why is the last one locked?
Have you done all the...
Oh, no, I haven't. War camp. There we go. But I actually... It's something similar to what I can do is not necessarily their foot patterns, but their pace. I can tell, like, even if it's dark out, if I know someone well enough by how they walk, and subconsciously I can observe that just by being around them. I can identify, like, a silhouette. I know who that is based on their walk.
Fleabum says for him, dreaming is subconscious processing. The other night he had a dream about a car that his missus is looking to buy. Did it turn out well when she bought it? Or was the car trying to kill you, Flea? Hey, General Wolf. Sorry, I didn't see you up there. My apologies.
Hi, Mr. General Wolf. Welcome to our streams.
I assume General Wolf's probably already moved on, because I didn't talk to him for ages.
Oh, well.
Sorry, Wolfie.
When he watches this anyway, we'll be like, hey, buddy. Right.
It wasn't a nightmare. Excellent.
He bought a car. I would hope that wouldn't be a nightmare unless there was some, like, chitty bang bang or what's that other car? Herbie.
Herbie rides again. Hilarious movie. New company car. Ooh, nice.
I don't hear assassin. Oh, I hear you. Oh, really? Your swing hit... Okay, buddy. My swing was first. I was surprised he hit me. Oh, well.
Yeah, the special characters are a little...
Not so much as hungry.
I don't like that horn. Probably should get back with the group, huh?
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, where are you? Oh, well, here comes the horde. Oh, gosh.
That's another thing that's kind of coming back for a while, like company cars and basically most benefit schemes kind of wandered out the window. Something that's slowly coming back again.
Yeah, I mean, for work oh, hello. No, I hit you first. You're kidding. I have a vehicle, an emergency vehicle truck for the purpose of calls and such. So that makes sense because obviously my little vehicle is not equipped to handle large animal calls. Am I even going the right way? I don't even know. I don't think I am. I think the bots are just following me aimlessly. Behind you, actually. Top of a rock.
You've done 52,000 miles in 2.5 years as a requirement, really. Hey, I know plenty of people who do thousands of miles for their job and don't get a company car. They often do get a car stipend, though.
Yeah, or at least a gas coverage of some sort. I hear someone being all talkative. There you are.
Can't blame the villagers for moving on. Without Kisaki doing
Someone's got a... I don't remember what you're called, but the one that tries to hook you.
Oh, a bone... snare, a bone... Was it a bone rat or something like that? A bone catcher.
Yeah.
They have like a Warhammer name, but they also just... Most people just call them the snares. What were they called in Left 4 Dead?
Smokers.
Smokers, yes. Which never made any sense to me at all.
Because they coughed and they blew up with smoke. I'm not sure why their tongues were that long. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of the funniest things I've seen in this game. I decapitate a rat, and then his hands go up to his non-existent head, like trying to hold his mouth or something. It's like, oh, you don't even know. What? Oh.
Just running around after me, was he?
Yeah, he was. Gotta get that elf bod.
We all know they love the elf booty.
Hey, there's a reason why we go behind Droid. One, he knows where he's going. But reason number 2 through 10.
2 through 10, I like that. I like that, reason 2 through 10. You're a terrible person.
I know. I used that with a client earlier. Not that exactly, obviously, but I used that with a client. He's like, well, what do you think's going on here? I'm like, well, it's a boxer. It's like a 10-year-old boxer with a murmur. Reason 1 through 10 for a 10-year-old boxer with a murmur is heart failure due to cancer. And they're like, oh, what's 11? I'm like, heart failure due to old age. Sorry, but, yeah. Boxers and heart cancers and enlarged heart issues, that's just, it happens. It's due to all the breeding that occurred. Oh, hi. Stabby stab stab, apparently.
Yeah. A lot of that was to do with bored neophytes in Victorian England, unfortunately.
You realize, of course, that this is but one of the rot-blood camps. Didn't think we could be lucky enough
This whole thing was kind of like, oh, well, let's see how much of a mutant we can breed.
But we'll call it a purebred of its own design.
I can't remember which famous person it was said something along the lines of, the only real purebred is a wolf, so...
My fiance saw a wolf a couple weeks ago. Technically speaking, you're not allowed to own wolves as pets, but this was a 3/4 wolf, 1/4 husky, so it was okay. And I'm like, all right, whatever you gotta do to get around the wall. I was whelping puppies. I had a puppy that was, what was it? My technician's dog has been pregnant for a little while, and she was going a little over, and the technician was freaking out. And I'm like, just calm down. She'll do it when she does it. So. The average gestation period for dogs and cats is around 64 days, and she was at like day 67, which is not unheard of for their first litter. But the technician was getting real nervous, so I just induced her, and we had 4 puppies today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a good change of pace. I would like you check in every few hours and make sure that they're all alive and doing well in between appointments. And like, yep, oh, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one.
My friend is currently training to be a nurse, and she was doing her placement in pediatrics. Well, she's trained to be a pediatrics nurse specifically, but she's doing her placements in pediatric A&E.
Yep.
And she actually, like, despite the fact it's quite stressful and kind of high demand and things, like, she seemed to do really well in pediatric A&E and really enjoy herself a lot. I mean, she's a nurse, a trainee nurse, so she didn't do lots of like really high level complicated stuff.
Right.
But dealing with traumas, helping out in resus, pediatric resus, dealing with minor bits and pieces. But it was one of the things she said was that, like, at one point she had to deal with sort of a child who came in a really bad state in resus, and her shift ended less than halfway through this kid's treatment. Like, they got the kid out of resus and she saw the kid leave resus, but the kid went to the pediatric intensive care, and then she had to leave on her shift, and she has no idea what happened to the kid.
I hate when that happens, when you finish up your end, or you do your initial care, and then you say, well, let me know how it goes in the morning, or someone else is on call, or things like that. Or in our situation, because I work my areas with a lot of the Amish, if you do not pick up the phone when they initially call, you're never going to reach them again. Just because they just phone tag with the Amish is terrible, absolutely terrible thing to do. So I never hear back unless something else is wrong. Like, or a couple weeks later, whether or not the horse is still alive or dead or not, I generally don't know. Unless I get called back out there for some reason. Which is kind of like, well, I did my best and I haven't heard anything since, so that's technically good news.
Yes.
Oh, hi. You're all still here. Yeah, the wolf was a little feral. My fiance gets to do a lot more of the interesting, well, I shouldn't say interesting, but like the exotic animals. So, because her clinic, it is not an exotic specific, but it does promote some of that. So
yeah, it's a kind of like, we have people who know how to deal with all sorts.
Yes,
Come
exactly.
to us.
Or we can research it very quick in the back room in order to pretend like we know what we're doing. That's often how you learn.
Well, that's one of the things a lot of people like don't seem to understand about like all medical professionals, whether it's animals or humans. Like, a lot of it is just kind of like groping around in the dark and hoping to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we have the training to understand the basic, more than basics, but of like various species. But it's called practice for a reason. Like, I am a general practitioner. I am practicing medicine, although using that language kind of freaks people out. It's true. Excuse me. My goodness. Someone's talking smack about me.
It's like with the one of my family members has a medical condition. It took them ages to figure out what it was, because it's a rare condition, and it was presenting atypically.
Yep.
So
And that's honestly part of it is they always tell us common things are common, so don't always chase the zebras unless you're really not sure. So it's true.
Unless you've been called out to, you know, a zoo and there's a zebra that needs medical attention, in which case chase the zebra.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of the more interesting. My fiance definitely sees a lot more interesting exotics, but I have done a couple of interesting things. Like I've bred some camels before.
Wow.
Yeah, the male was sterile at our local zoo. I found that out because I electro-ejaculated him and found out that he was more or less sterile. Because it's what you do in cattle is you actually use an electric probe to this is an interesting conversation. You use an electric probe to stimulate ejaculation. In that you kind of alternate waves of electric stimulation rectally to kind of stimulate the prostate in order to get the thing to ejaculate, so you can get a sample and view it. And we're like, well, a camel is a little bit bigger than a cow, so it should be able to handle the probe. And so we just sedate the thing, stick a probe up its butt, and start messing with the electricity of it until it ejaculates, and look under a microscope and I'm like, oh yeah, this dude's sterile. No wonder you guys haven't had any success in the last 3 years.
I mean,
yeah,
this is now forever on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's just like, well, found your problem. They're a good mating pair. The male and the female camel are great together, but he's got nothing packing right now. So yeah. Good luck. Fleabum, I have many interesting dinner conversations. This is like a boss battle.
Yeah, this is a boss battle. I mean, I've got a few interesting conversations, sort of dinner conversations based around kind of like working in supported care and working with people with mental health, drug, alcohol, criminal history.
Oh, yeah.
Like the story about having someone who was suicidal following me around on my shift, and we were both walking down the corridor doing a building check. We turned the corner and came face to face with a butt-naked guy from one of the other flats.
Oh, goodness.
They're just standing in the middle of the corridor, and he looked me dead in the face and went, "They've stolen my bed." And I'm like, what?
Oh, he can throw his axe?
Yep.
You're still talking, dude. Oh, really? That didn't hit him? Oh, yeah, that knocked him down. Oh, shoot. And now he's teleporting around the map. Hold on. He keeps charging, and I can't do anything about... Get over here.
God damn it, he really dislikes me.
Can't imagine why.
Or the,
okay, never mind.
or the guy we had who was a drug addict who used to sell things to buy drugs. And he went out of the building at 1 o'clock in the morning with an empty backpack and came back with a full backpack.
Oh goodness, how did you do
And
that?
it's, yeah, exactly. Like, literally about 25 minutes later, the police turned up at the front door of the supported housing complex. It's just like, I know exactly why you're here.
No surprise.
Oh, we also had one situation where literally our company helped exonerate one of our clients from an assault charge.
Oh?
Yeah, one of our clients had been accused of assaulting a woman in town. Female client accused of assaulting a woman in town.
Yeah.
And the police turned up and like, oh, we're here to arrest so-and-so. She's been accused of assaulting a woman in town. This, that, and the other. And it's like, can you just tell me, because the client isn't here, can you just tell me the description you were given of the person who assaulted this woman? Description matched our client. All details perfectly, except one minor detail. Our client was 6 months pregnant at the time.
Uh-huh.
And the description had not mentioned anything about, you know, massive baby belly. It was
Yeah.
like, might be the wrong person.
Did they mention anything about being extremely pregnant? No? Well, then you may have... Yeah, exactly.
It's like, nah, wrong person, dude. Wrong person.
Oh,
wow. Good night, Fleabum. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. Have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed Az and Romerats. I hope you followed Romerat. Give Romerat a follow. Hopefully I'll be on streaming a bit more on and off Fleabum, so hopefully you'll be able to pop in and see us a bit more.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming by, having a lively conversation and being there to just keep things going through the night, because right now it's 11:35 in my area. Wait, 3:30, is that your time?
Yeah, 3:30 is my time. I think I'm probably going to call it, to be honest.
I think so too.
Although, before I go, one final story from Sported Housing Complex. I had the wonderful... in the UK, all police officers have a little button on their radio which is called different things in different parts of the UK. In the place where I was working, it was called the Omega button. Omega being the last thing, basically last resort.
Yep.
And what it does is it whites out the police radio network and prioritizes that police officer's radio over everybody else's.
Whoa. In like very dire situations, I take it.
Yep, and it also pings kind of like pings the network with a high-pitched sound, basically be like help. And we had a situation where one of our clients had been assaulted, and you might know this from animals, like if something gets hit in the head really hard, one of the possible results is it then becomes very aggressive.
Yes.
For a short period of time, cranial trauma aggression. And our client had been assaulted, and our client was being treated by an ambulance service, and then he started fighting with the ambulance officers. We had a police officer there at the time taking statements, and she tried to get him out of the ambulance, and he wasn't complying, and she just hit the little button. And I swear to God, I've never seen one of those hit before, even though I've worked in security and things like that. Never seen one hit before. It was amazing. In less than 2 minutes, we had 3 police cars, a van, basically a police van, a CCTV operation van, an ANPR van, a dog van, and just literally just piled into the car park. Like, oh, shit. And my favourite one was the first police car to arrive. First police car to arrive was being driven by this little Scottish police woman who used to work in the area. Absolutely wonderful woman, thick Scottish accent, really short, took no shit from nobody. Her car hadn't even stopped moving forwards, and she was already out of the car.
So
Literally,
she's the new Pokemon trainer protagonist.
Yeah, exactly. She was brilliant because we once had a client who was on a CRASBO, which is a criminal antisocial behaviour order, and one of the elements on his CRASBO was he couldn't cause members of the public to phone the police or emergency services. Now, we didn't count as staff members, we didn't count as members of the public because we were Sported Housing staff members, but one of the other clients phoned the police over something he'd done, and I was talking to another police officer who I'd phoned to discuss what had happened, and she just comes storming in through the front door, pushes open the office door, sticks her head and goes, "I'm having him, he's mine," and just fucks off down the corridor. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? Who? Wait. You'll need keys. Oh, she was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for the game, Robert.
Oh, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it anytime. And then this weekend, I mean, the evening, Saturday's I'm not gonna be able to do much. Sunday possibly, and late in the evening. But we will see you later.
Yes.
Yeah.